fuck is Uncle saying?
Wow.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast, episode 24, technically episode 25 for all the OGs out there, our A1s since day one. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And tonight, Tot. TOT.
Did you guys figure it out yet?
No, I cannot figure it out. I've been trying the whole pre-show for this.
I literally just said it.
Did you?
What did you say?
Give me some. Oh,
What did he say?
Wow.
the other Tom.
That's funny. Okay.
The other Tom. He's throwing acronyms at me now. Tot, dude. Yeah, I'm over here.
The top now.
I'm sitting here thinking in old money terms over here, like the tit for the inflation times, which we're going to get
I can see
into.
how that threw you off track. Okay.
Yeah, we got a nice old money theme here built into the podcast tonight.
Basically, your name reminded me of tits, Tom. You heard that?
Yeah, basically tit for tot. TJ over here tonight is GoFundMe for Tommy's internet, because we are recording again on a Thursday and not a Wednesday, because was it 5 minutes, guys? Maybe last night.
It was ridiculous.
90 seconds, 5 minutes.
Yeah, internet.
And he's gone.
The week before, computer crashed, burned up, got it fixed, thought we were good. And then last night, my internet, for the first time probably ever, since I've been here, was having like servage, like outage issues. So it would go in and out, in and out.
Every time we went to start the show, it was just like, let's just try it. If it messes up, if it gets fucked, we'll just whatever, try tomorrow. It's just an outage problem. All right, let's try. Oh, Tommy's gone. He disappeared on us.
And he's gone.
And then
You got
guys,
one
all right,
good
I'm back.
intro,
I'm back.
and
Can
then
you
it
hear me?
cut.
Yeah. And then it's like, all right, let's just try one real fast. Try one. Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah, no, I literally did like the one intro. It was like, hey, I'm Tommy, I'm TJ, I'm Tom. And tonight, it was gone. Just like, it was rough.
I realized
man,
it when I was saying my name during that intro. I was like, yeah, I'm the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear. And I was like, damn, dude, we've been having so many internet problems. I didn't even get to change my name on Zoom last night. I was like, I'm about, Tommy's about to give me shigs. My name's just Tom, and I got to explain it. Now the internet problems, but you were already gone. You had lagged out.
Oh, I know. It was a rough start to it, but we're here. We're back Thursday night. We're recording Gordon over here. And tonight my name is, guys, can you hear me now? Do I sound clear? Am I okay?
No,
Am I not frozen yet?
Not on the cell phone either, too. So
Good.
you got the
Oh, yeah.
setup.
Oh my God. Yeah, we tried to set up the Zoom on my cell phone, and it was so fucking bad.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So we couldn't give you guys that this week. We were not going to settle for but we're back. We're here on a Thursday. Tom's doing some crazy editing to try to get this out in time. But we couldn't miss it, man. This week has been crazy. And of course, last week, we hang the boots up on Wednesday night. We're all good to go. Thursday, all of a sudden, a bomb just drops, and Clay Nation, Snoop Dogg, collab news comes out, and we're sitting here. It's like, motherfucker, like this always happens to us. And it's been the talk of the entire week, and we got some fun updates to go ahead and share, because again, had to rock the Clay Nation again tonight for what we're about to talk about, because it's been huge inside the Cardano community. So guys, dude, the original OG Snoop inside his face. This update dropped on March 31st over here with Champ Medici, which is his son, which I did not know at all. Who owns a board Ape. They managed Claymates over here, managed to get Charles Hoskinson, Snoop, and Champ all in one Twitter space this past Tuesday on April 5th. And it was crazy. Dude, what were your guys' initial reaction to seeing like Snoop Dogg actually like you hear his voice, you hear his music, and see the Clay animation? You're just like, what the fuck?
What'd you say about that, TJ? When
Well, I think I wrote in Discord. I was like, because I had it obviously through my phone, but it was going in my car, Bluetooth, but it sounded like I was on the phone with Snoop. It just sounded really cool coming through my car. Like I'm just having a conversation, me and Snoop hanging out. So,
dude, it was, isn't it weird? That's what Twitter Spaces, we talked about that too. It's like, you feel like you're like right there with that person, like talking,
or just on a phone call with them.
Yeah. And he just, in true Snoop fashion too, for that AMA, or that, I guess, Twitter space, it was just like he was there like 5 minutes late. Like Charles showed up and Champ showed up, and then like Snoop just rolls in. You hear like the little music in the background. It's like, I forget which song of his was playing. And nothing but a G thing, I think it was, or something like that. He rolls in and he's like, yo, what's up? And everybody was just like, hey, what's going on? And it just became like Snoop just kind of started to take over. And then him and Charles just started getting into it. And it was cool to hear those minds work, man. I didn't realize Snoop was so like he was back, like this is for his son, man. The two of them were just like going in like business together, and his son's like kind of bringing him into the NFT world. Because I've seen Snoop obviously on other chains and things like that, especially for the Sandbox. That was the famous other land sale. But to see him like to him and his son, that was the whole reason the two of them were like being able to do this venture together. It was cool to see that.
No, yeah, I didn't quite realize until I don't remember where we ended up seeing that in the Discord or something, that it was his son that kind of turned him on to the clays, and brought him into that world on the Cardano side. So it was cool. I didn't realize too that Champ was his son. I just thought that was someone else they're doing like promo stuff with. I saw they did like a weed strain already, I think, for their Bored Ape, and stuff like that. So I just thought it was someone that, you know, he knew and did business with. I didn't realize that was actually his son.
Well, me neither. And I didn't realize like he was so like into NFTs. Like Charles, it was crazy to hear, because you hear like Charles Hoskinson get on and he's like in a plane, like flying on like airport, like in an airplane Wi-Fi, like chatting on this space. And he's just like, hey, Champ, so what got you into cryptocurrency? And his like answer was like, yeah, you know, like I'm really was big into the decentralization portion of it. I saw what you guys were looking to do over in Africa and try to, you know, bank the unbanked over here, you know, and just unite what, you know, basically all the world through this decentralized blockchain. He goes, I was a big fan of that. And he had like, you know, it wasn't just like, yo, man, this is my NFT project. I'm looking to make, you know, something big over here. Like he was dedicated to like being like, he was like, I fucking hate banks. I hate the money system. Like I'm all about this life. And it was cool to like see the two of them ripped off each other. And then Snoop kind of just jumped in. He's like, he had like that quote, right? That like became, who the fuck is Uncle Sam? Like that was probably the funniest shit I've seen. I was just listening to it like an hour back, because I was in a work meeting at that time. I missed the entire space. So I go back and listen to it. And I'm sitting there like kind of like laughing in my office, like off the random shit that Snoop's saying. But it was like he was just true to himself kind of thing. But the Uncle Sam thing kind of threw me off. And Charles, and I know he like tweeted after it. He's just like, you guys, the one lingering question: who the fuck is Uncle Sam?
Yeah,
for real though.
I liked Lena from because, you know, Snoop kind of went on about how, you know, who's this guy's taking all my money. I've never met him or anything. I don't know whose uncle he is.
Yeah.
And then Lena was just like, I don't know who that is either. I don't have to deal with that, because she's overseas. She's in UK or whatever.
Well, dude, it was funny. And like I know there was like some stuff inside the community too, where people are like, you know, we didn't talk about clays as much. Like, you know, what was this space really for? And it was like, dude, you got Snoop Dogg, the founder of Cardano, in a space right now with the Claymates, and it's like being united through CNFTs. Like, what the fuck do you want, man? Like, you got over 10,000 people in this space almost. You have Warren G that came up there and talked. There's another
came in, yeah,
they're talking about doing like a regulate like claymation. Like and then Charles and like Snoop at the end of it too, were just like, yo, like Snoop was like, yo, Charles, if you can like give me some like infographics and details into this stuff, I'll do it with my brand, and we'll give like a tutorial into this NFT world for artists and creators to kind of get like a platform to get started. And Charles is like, yeah, dude, for sure, I'm down. You let me know. It was cool to see the interaction, man. Like clays have like elevated this, like obviously the eyes, the spotlight is all on Cardano right now with Snoop Dogg being involved.
I'm just curious to see who else is going to come to this side, especially because I know he's an ETH guy, and I don't know if he's in Solana or not, but I know he's definitely an ETH guy. So I'm curious to see if he brings more big names over to the Cardano side, just bringing light to how great it is on the side.
Well, I know like his son, right? Like, because they didn't really talk too much about the clays, right? They just said that, you know, Snoop was going to be like you know, partnering up with his son to go ahead and like be on this venture with him. And he got some of Snoop's music, and like Champ's producing some stuff with Snoop over there. And they're going to be introduced into the land sale. But one of the cool things I think after the fact was like, you know, everybody's like, what's happening? Like, where's the details? And then Champ, I don't know, I'm sure I'd have to go back to his profile here. He put out like a good tweet though. It was like, this wasn't like a one and done. This was just like the introduction, you know? And I really appreciated that about him. He's just like, I love
more crazy too to see kind of how it's come full circle. Like, I mean, since the beginning of clays, like you said, Snoop's been in ETH for a while, or been, you know, like publicly open about being in ETH and the projects he's been in. So Clay's had those animations way back in the day, trying to get Snoop's attention and stuff like that. So to see it kind of come full circle and back around where he's now jumping in and they're doing collabs is just crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely like it's surreal. It feels like to that this is like happening inside the space. And like I said, it's been just about a year for them. But the tweet that went back out afterwards, and this is what kind of gave everybody, you saw some people kind of paper handing right after. Remember, clays were hovering like over 3,000 something floor, and people started selling them off for like 2,600 ADA at the time. And then Champ put this tweet out right after it, a couple hours after the space had ended. He goes, "We strategically didn't speak about the Bake Nation because this isn't just a one-off. It's a creative collab, which I'll be directing alongside the Claymates featuring Snoop Dogg and some of my uncle and homies." So pretty much is like, he's working directly with Lena to go ahead and bring. It sounds like it's not just going to be Snoop Dogg. Like, it sounds like Snoop and some other people he's trying to get involved into this. I think as Snoop, like Snoop's opened the door is what it feels like for this project.
Like I said, I'm excited to see who comes over on this side now from that.
Well, I mean, dude, it just got me excited because, like, obviously being clay holders, and Tom recently getting to the good Charlotte clay, like we all own like a piece of this, this IP now, like, right, like we're all involved inside the project. So it just felt good to like see like that vision of like, okay, like there was people, we've talked with friends of ours and stuff like, dude, you got this little clay thing, it's worth how much money? Dude, sell that thing, like get rid of it, what are you talking about? And we're like, no, man, just hold off, just hold off. And then
I know our other text, my other friend, he has a clay, like, dude, don't fucking sell your clay.
Don't fucking sell it every day, dude. And but when you see something like this, it makes you feel a little bit better. And the coolest thing about all that is that this was all detailed out in that clay paper that we had talked about, a couple of like months ago, back in February. And we literally were talking out, Tom, I went back and looked at the clip of where we were like, strategic partnerships. Like, you're like, don't put that in there. Like, I remember like you were like reacting to it, and we're like, what could that be? And then little do we know, it ended up being Snoop. And I remember seeing Lena or somebody inside the Discord was like, we couldn't wait to get. We're so hard to hold this information in.
Well, yeah, I heard her say that they've been doing this for a while now, or just trying to get together and collab. So they've been planning this for some time now.
Well, dude, it's just the baked nation, right? Like, this is like the huge, like the collab land with Snoop Dogg and Champ, who again has his Bored Ape over here, which
the clay one looks awesome.
It looks really cool.
And first off, like, can we talk about that kind of a collaboration and what the door opens for that right there? Like, because I did see inside the Discord and the Club Clay that they do want to be able to explore cross-chain like collabs and things like that, not just eventually only stay on Cardano. They want to be able to branch into other things too over time. And you already have a Bored Ape built inside the Clay Station. Like, can you imagine like a Bored Ape Yacht Club collab with Clay Nation down the line for people who have like any kind of collab with us?
I mean, you need like you want to get your Bored Ape into Clay mode, you have to buy Clay Nation first or something like that. Like, that's a requirement.
Man, and this looks, they did a really amazing job on Champ's Bored Ape too. It looks really good. Like, that's a hard thing, I feel like, how to do. And obviously Snoop too, like they did an amazing job on him. It's like that throwback day. I know they talked about like referencing Gumby inside the space a lot. Like they grew up watching that and they enjoyed that. So it was that, I think that's what was one of the draws for them too. But the Baked Nation, right? Like so they dropped like the clay light paper. They call it the clay paper light at this point in time. They got the updated version, right? So when they dropped this was kind of like everybody's like the next details about what's happening now. So they give you a little update back about the whole team. We went through kind of some of this stuff in the past with the good Charlottes and stuff like that. And the big new thing that just happened recently too was the 3D models for the Clay Nations, the original 10Ks. So there's actually websites and stuff now where you can actually get your 3D model. So if you go over to cnholders.com, you actually can pull up your wallet and connect it to it and see whatever clays you hold in here. I'm just using mine as an example to kind of show off my Clay Nation, but you can see it in the 2D mode. And then if you flip it here too, you can actually click it and it'll show you the 3D model. Once it'll allow you to actually download your FBX file, which is like the 3D like modeling file that it uses to be able to like animate it and do what you want with it. So this is the first time getting to see the clays in 3D. And obviously, I don't know, TJ, like I knew Tom, I don't know you haven't. Yeah, everybody's been messing with it. I know they're working on the good Charlottes too. Currently, that they're talking about these going to be ready hopefully sometime in June for the good Charlottes. But someone dropped a website over here. It's Mixamo is how I want to pronounce that, where you're able to take that uploaded FBX file and actually mess around with your clay and give it some animations and do some different things, which again, this is like kind of like a little introduction, it feels like, into like game dev or something like that, like just doing some like, funny little moves, like clicking on stuff. This was one of my favorite ones where I just wanted to make like a GIF or something of my clay just like falling, just like walking and just like busting his ass. But there's so many different like little poses.
And they did
a
great job with them though.
Oh yeah,
dude, they look so cool. Like the breakdancing, there's like kicking, there's all kinds of cool shit, and people are making some like really creative, like dope videos with these too. And it was super simple to mess with. And I know even me, I was playing with it too, and I was able to just cut my own little video into this as well. So it was fun to be able to start playing with this stuff.
You put music on it too, right?
I did. I put like what is it? Remember the dancing pumpkin man with the guy with the black like bodysuit and the pumpkin head?
Yeah.
And it's like what was that song? Somebody's watching me. I think it was like Hathaway or something. Like Hathaway or Rockwell maybe, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know why that reminded me of that. But you get to play around and kind of see like what, a preview of what these things are going to look like now. So I really appreciated them being able to do that. But this mixamo.com website is so easy, right? You get to download your stuff and you can click on all the different animations. You can download them. You can like edit the stuff, man. It's super cool what they were able to do with this. So this was kind of the first
impressive
part.
Like just how they look, and they did it for each, like all the clays,
all the traits too, right?
Yeah, even like how user friendly it is too.
Oh, it was so easy to do.
All you had to do was like mark the joints on the clay, and then they just set them away, like start dancing, do whatever.
Literally, just picking the points. You can make your clay twerk over here, dude. Like my clay's over here just twerking, just doing his thing. Like, it's crazy over here what this stuff could do. But inside of it, so the clay Litepaper, right? Like that was the big thing inside of here. You were able to have your 3D clays, which they built out for all the 10,000 of the clay nations currently. And now currently they're working on the 3D models for the Good Charlotte, which is going to be part of the Underworld. And they have an estimated June 2022. So Tom, you're going to be able to jump in on that side as well. I'm curious because these traits look super wild, especially they got really creative with the Halloween ones. I'm really curious how those are going to look in 3D.
I can only imagine how many of those are going to have Good Charlotte songs attached to every one of those videos that people are going to be making now.
Oh my God. Dude. Yeah. The memes, the jokes, like there's been some really impressive people with, the actual like Twitter portion of this. Like, dude, this guy right here, this guy, Mike.
No, that's a badass picture. That is really cool.
It was like, Clay's are about to drop the hottest mixtape of like 2022 over here. Of course, bro, like look how well done that was. Like taking all of his clays.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, they did a really cool job. So I can only imagine like once the actual like metaverse comes out and people start playing around with these a little more, like how cool, like what the possibilities of this are. But I really appreciate how well done the 3D modeling is for these things. Like, cause you saw like, right, like people look at these sometimes and, there's like, what the hell are these things? And then you see something built into that and it's just like, okay, like I can kind of see where this is going right now.
I just want to see him get pants.
Yeah, right. I'm assuming, right? Like you're gonna be able to buy like, and that's kind of where we want to transition this as you go down to is that's what the Clay Nation itself. Well, you have pants off, dance off. You got to have some sort of pants in there, or I don't know. Maybe we won't. Who knows? If it's a free world over there, apparently. But Clay Nation is like their virtual festival environment, which is like kind of their take on their metaverse, like their own little metaverse, if you will. And they have the big thing that's coming up this weekend is the sale of pitches. And it's going to be broken out for Clay Nation is going to be broken between 3 different places called Sonic Village, the Underworld, and Baked Nation. And each of those have different, functions. And depending on what clays you own, you'll be able to get whitelisted into certain sales here. And then the public one, which is going to be the Baked Nation Snoop Dogg collab, they're going to be opening that up to the public. So you do not have to hold a clay for those. So as you went kind of down the pitches, like we talked about this, I think through the white paper a while back, you're going to have 3 different, things. They have the tents, the tree houses, and the forest lodges, the 3 different types of property. But there's also what's going to happen this weekend when we get these different land sales. You're going to be all random, but there's 3 varieties in size. So there's a small, medium, and large pitch. So up, you're lucky to draw. We'll see how you mint. But there's going to be different sizes on here, and they're not tying it to like, how like Pavia or some of these different things, like, like the houses, like maybe Cardano Village or one of those where you have like a set like thing to put on there. Like these guys, you're going to be able to interchange out like tents, tree houses, forests, and then future different types of lands to put on, pieces of land, maybe houses or whatever you want to call it are going to be able to be built on top of these pitches that you own. So I'll be curious to see how these pricing starts to scale with small, medium, and large. I thought that was different. What do you guys think about that?
Well, see, I just maybe understood that differently. Like, see, the 3 pictures we're looking at, it's a tent, the tree house, and then what do they call the medium there in the middle?
Forest Lodge.
The Forest Lodge. I thought that was like the small, medium, large right there. Like the little tent was the small one, the tree house was like the large
I did too.
So there's going to be like small, medium, large versions of all 3 of those.
Small, no. So the pitch itself, like the actual plot of land. So if we scroll down here a little bit,
small, medium, large. And that's random though. That's not based on how many you buy or anything. It's not going to state. It will be a large one technically. That's wild.
So yes, so you can see here we scroll down to Sonic Village. This is like one of the main portions of the village that's dedicated to Clay Nation holders. It's a 1-to-1 sale. Like nobody outside the public as of right now can mint these unless you hold a Clay Nation. This is going to be 100 ADA this weekend, which is going to happen on April 10th. We know that we're assuming it right now it's going to happen for about 24 hours from what they're saying. We just don't know what time. They said sometime in the afternoon the sale will start and it'll run for 24 hours. But basically, it's 100 ADA for Sonic Village is for Clay Nation holders, and you're going to get a small, medium, or large, and it's allocated at random with varied rarity over here, which is crazy. So you don't need to register to be eligible for this. And I guess they're doing a snapshot here up until the 9th, I think is what it was.
Yes, I think you're right. Until tomorrow.
So Sonic Village is like the Clay Nation portion of this, which is the first like glance we get at like their version of a plot, right? Of like the metaverse. And you're going to get your own NFT. And again, it'll be a small, medium, or large, whatever it is. And they're uniquely numbered and will have unique coordinates in a central location on the Clay Nation map. So these are probably going to be like the most sought after like pieces as far as location goes. Even though what do you call it?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because the different sizes and everything like that. It's going to really shake things up as far as land sales go. It's going to be very different than kind of what we've seen from the bigger projects, at least the ones we're used to, the ones we've seen. I'll be very interested to see, like you said, how that kind of affects the price and what people actually kind of make runs for.
I mean, the price, if you think about it, to me, like back in the day, what was it, 44 to mint the clay? And that's when ADA was like, what, $2 over $2? So it almost like equals the same fiat price, right? Like back for original clay.
Yeah, well, the 100 ADA, I think it's very fair for what they got going on. I'm not mad about that price at all. And then I love the fact again that it's 1-to-1 it rewards the holders, the people who have been holding this stuff. So it's not like you're not going to get a shot at it. It's like the only way to get it is having one of these. So I love how they do that. And then on top of that, I guess pitches will be customizable and accompanied by themed asset packs. So that's going to be, I guess, how you're going to start to build different, whatever they want to do. And they're going to utilize off like their clay token, which they're going to be allocating to holders of the Clay Nation Good Charlottes, and for their stake pool and other things as well, which is supposed to be happening in their token allocation in May. And then moving on outside of that, you're also, if you own one of the Good Charlottes, Tom, which I know now we have a shot into what they call the next portion of Clay Nation, which is the Underworld. And this is again exclusively available to Good Charlotte holders and Clay Nation Good Charlotte holders. And there's only 9,427 of these, and again 1-to-1, 100 ADA, same kind of thing, and all small, medium, large, same kind of deal as the Sonic Village. I actually really enjoy the way these look. The plots, like the clay versions of these, cool. Like they look really nice. Tom, I mean, this is obviously if you're a Good Charlotte owner, like you want to get one of these too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, well, I got to do the civilian way of trying to get in the other one, the baked one. So I may not even be able to get one of those. So this is really the only one I'm kind of guaranteed a chance at.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense too. Like obviously, like I'm assuming any land that these, anybody doesn't do or doesn't mint out of that 1-to-1 status is going to be rolled into some sort of like a small limited public sale, or maybe they'll probably raffle those spots too as well. But again, kind of the same deal where pitches are customizable by themed asset packs. And then here's the big one, right? Like this is the big draw for a lot of people who have not gotten to Clay Nation, because now on top of just Clay Nation mooning up to over 3,000 ADA floor, or right around the 3,000 ADA floor, and even the Good Charlottes and those jumped up to about 1,000 ADA now. So you got a pretty hefty like entry point for the average person. This is your way to get in without having to own any of that stuff, this is the Clay Nation, what they call Baked Nation, third portion of this. And there's going to be 11,100 of these that are going to be allocated to the public, which are via a raffle, a sign up raffle. And if you click right here, it actually takes you to their website, the Baked Nation like registration website here. And this is where currently you have up until, I believe it's Friday over there. I know the ticker is awesome. Who the F is Uncle Sam?
I didn't even catch that. Wow.
Yeah, that's going to become a thing. It's like the looks rare, like from Snoop Dogg, and then who the fuck is Uncle Sam? Those are going to be the two like big takeaways. But basically, you can go to this website right now, theclaynation.io/baked-reg, which is funny. And they yeah, right. They have Friday, April 8th, tomorrow at 1800 UTC. You have until you're able to whitelist or try to whitelist yourself for a raffle ticket into this mint. And they did drop some stuff inside the Discord about, don't enter in like all 20 of your wallets if you own multiple of these things. Like make sure like they're looking at IP addresses, they're looking at like spam and stuff like that and how to eliminate it. So I saw some people already like, oh, what if I have multiple people in the house? And they're like, we're just looking for suspicious activity over here. God, I just butchered that word. TJ, kill me.
I was gonna hold that one in, but I mean, you can call it yourself. You got it.
I'm like sitting here talking. I'm like, anyway. But yeah, they're going to be looking at your wallet. So I'm over here like strategically like placing my like where like I'm at like one on like it's like the highway, like on like in the middle of some cell towers, like registering there. I go one at work and I go one at home. So I'm like in all different areas. And the fun thing even about this too is if you click on it, it like takes you to like a Google Doc and it asks you for your address and it says like prove you're not a robot. So it's like type a few words to show you're human. So like I feel like a lot of people are probably writing like some nice things in here.
I did. What did you type?
I was like, yo, I love you guys. No, I really do. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Something nice, right? And the cool thing too is you can whitelist. This reminds me of the Papia thing where you can up to 10 land sales. They ask you how many you want to get. So it's not just like you only get one shot, which is interesting. So they're allocating up to 10 for certain people. And then again, you can choose your designation if you're a clay holder, a good Charlotte clay holder, or both. So that way it whitelists your address in, because outside of those 11,100 of these things, they have 1,000 allocated to Clay Nation holders and 500 allocated to good Charlotte holders. So 1,500 out of that mint are going to be getting raffled off to existing holders as well. But the price point on these are 175 ADA. So this is a little heftier, almost double the price tag.
I mean, I'll definitely just have to sell stuff that I was going to hold a little bit longer because I'm not missing any of those ones, just being honest.
Oh, no. If I'm able to mint this, dude, I'll liquidate a bunch of stuff to get some land because 100%. This one, well, the reason I think the extra price tag outside of it just being like a Stoop and like Champ collab is, you get the land pitched, but you get what they call the baked bundle. You get the pitch plus an animation. And each land pitch is paired with one of 3 collectible clay animations of Snoop and his son Champ. And then the future of this is kind of the same thing, but they add additional content to this. Is each collectible animation acts as a key to future unlockable content of unreleased music from Champ and produced by Snoop Dogg. Holding the NFT will grant holders full shared commercial ownership.
That's so sick.
Which is like we were talking about in the space. Can you imagine, like, did you own the rights to that song? Like, we can do whatever we want with it. If they have dropped some good stuff, we can add it into our intros.
As the podcast, yeah.
Dude, it's crazy what you can do. The possibilities are endless. I know Snoop mentioned in that space, he's like, how much it costs to get a feature with Snoop Dogg right now? Because y'all are getting that with these, you're able to do that with these NFTs. And I think that's the beauty of the decentralized part of this. But that's gonna be cool, man.
Release music too on Ethereum and stuff. So I'm just waiting. When are we going to see, maybe taking one out of Future Fest's book and the Snoop Dogg clay, like animated clay metaverse concert? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the whole point of this, right?
And stuff. That's what I'm saying. The festivals. So you just have, they already got the Snoop clay made. So just, throw him in a mocap suits and track his motion and have him perform like that.
I just want to see his like little Snoop Dogg dance, his little like Crip walk.
As the clay though, that'd be great.
Yeah.
The
little emoji. Yeah, dude, they're definitely going to do something along those lines, right? Like the virtual festival would only make sense that they would do that. And same thing with the Good Charlottes too, right? Like the Underworld, how cool would that be to get a Good Charlotte like concert for that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tight.
And then if it goes successful, right? And same thing with Future Fest too. Like if they're successful, these online virtual concerts, and they like garner good activity, like, dude, they can bring in so many new people into this space. And the fact that it's on Cardano is even cooler. And this is where you're going to really see it take off. One little teaser that I noticed down here is this little baked chest. I did see a picture inside the Discord, this little hat right here, this little yellow like fish looking hat. It was on top of Snoop's head that he wore in real life. So they've added that in. So I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to be able to use their clay token, like you said, for like purchase packs and be able to kind of deck out and accessorize your clays.
That'd be cool.
Oh, like buy attributes and stuff. That makes sense. Yeah, like clothes, pants.
Yep. Yeah, you can maybe buy some pants. Or maybe not. Maybe just go pantsless. And it's just it's a free community, man. You can do whatever you want.
Are you Donald Duck?
Yeah. I just want to know, is Snoop wearing pants? Is Champ wearing pants over here? It's like, what's their full body animations look like? That's what I'd like to see. But moving on, dude, they kind of, again, we've been big over on the tokenomics of these light papers and white papers or whatever we've been going through. But the clay is basically their own utility token. And again, you can stake with their clay stake pool currently. And there's different ways to earn this clay token that is going to be dropping, like I said, in May of 2022. And they have a 2.5 billion supply of this as well. And their allocation's kind of based over here.
You got to say like Dr. Evil.
What? Oh, 2.
And then Tom's going to zoom in on you.
2.5 billion. A billion. Yeah, so you can kind of see the allocation of their tokens over here. And again, a little different from the Yummi side. But again, holder and community contributed awards could take up 20% of that. And they've kind of got a more balanced, I'd say, tokenomics chart over here, because it's not really a game, right? It's like a metaverse.
Different ways. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then with that 20%, holders are going to be able to claim, this clay token over here. And the cool thing too, again, for both the Clay Nation and Good Charlotte Clay holders will be able to do that. And it's actually, the amount is determined by how many you own, as well as the period of time held since the last claim period. So it's going to reward holders too, who hold longer, to be able to get more rewards for the clay, which is interesting. I like that as well. Yeah. And they tie it back to with the clay mates, season 1 and 2, like all the Papa's Garage, mystery mates, hatchet ball, bonus ball, clay buds, clay fellas, the cards and stuff like that. You're gonna
Do you have any of those?
I only have the clay fellas still. I got rid of a season 2.
Fellas, that's right.
But
you get Satoshi something, right?
Not Clay Moto. I sold it, but that was back in the day when I was trying to get some. I wish I wouldn't have sold it, but it is what it is. Yeah. This is going to be an annual reward that's kind of going to be set at a later time. And then again, 10% of the supply is going to be dedicated to their clay stake pool, outside of land bonuses and distributed with land plots too. So buying the land will get you some clay as well. So it was cool to kind of walk through this new updated Litepaper and get an idea of what these new land plots and pitches and what they're going to start to sell. But the big draw, I think, for most people, obviously, is going to be the Baked Nation, right?
Oh, yeah. Because it gives a fair chance to the public, too. I think people are excited to see that, oh, wow, just because I don't have a Good Charlotte or a regular Clay Nation, I could still get in or have a chance to get one of these Baked Nation drops. I think that is it's even as a holder, I think that's a cool and fair thing to do, because there's such a high demand for a clay right now that I didn't think they were going to do another public drop. And I think doing it the raffle style is the most fair way to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. You need to do a whitelist, yeah. Can you imagine if they open this to like the public for that and just let that go?
Oh my God. Drop an address.
It'd be a nightmare. So curious how they'll go ahead and do that, but a 24-hour minting period, which is nice because I'll be away this weekend too. So it'll be comforting to know that, okay, at some point I'll be able to get back and go back and hopefully check that I'm in there. And if I'm not,
we all know you're not going to wait 24 hours though.
No, nobody waits 24 hours. As soon as they drop the link, you go ahead and spam it right away.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving it to chance. Something messes up or something.
Exactly.
It'll sell out, and it's just like, oh, damn.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm just really excited for what they're doing, man. It feels like they said everything inside the space right now has seemed elevated by this. Just this announcement, right? It's brought like a whole new wave of people into this space. And it's really cool to see. So shout out to Claymates and the Clay Nation team for everything that they're doing, and just pushing Cardano into this limelight right now. I'm really excited about what this means long term for not just Claymates itself, but actual Cardano.
I remember I remember seeing like a post last week. It was like, is this the time machine brought back to September where it's like you see Clays and Yummy's back in the news and even Dead Pixels getting some love? And I was like, damn, that's true. We're talking about all the products that have been around or blue chips for a while. And this is the reason why they had big plans. And now we're starting to see them unfold here, which I think is exciting.
Yeah, they've all moved on to stage 2, like step 2
Exactly.
of their project, what they've been promising, why we originally bought in back then when they were first time news. Now, now they've had the time to develop. That's why kind of even with the Clay Nation, you see the 100 ADA and 175 ADA price tag, but you see the work they've done. You got to think like if you actually believe in them succeeding, they're gonna have to have some sort of like more funding and actually be able to make that possible. And at 35-45 million just doesn't seem like it's going to do it, especially with the just amount of NFTs they're working with between Clay Nation and Good Charlotte that they have to work on. So and even like land drops and everything, so it makes sense, like that price tag. And if you believe it's going to work, like it's a drop in the bucket compared to where the floors are for the projects.
Absolutely. And like you said too, like you're into this next cycle of blue chips, right? Like you feel like we're back to it. And we had talked about that even just internally with us. And I think I talked about it on the Taco Tuesday this week too. It's just, you're starting to see, this is why they say invest in teams and invest in those, what they consider blue chip projects that are able to build what they're actually saying they're going to do. Because again, like all things, they take their time, they sell out, they are very successful. And then they kind of dial back a little bit and, the price retraces a little bit, and then they're building, and then the announcement kind of peaks again. And if they're successful on what they're building and, it brings confidence to the people, dude, you're going to see it shoot right back up, and it just continues to tier and tier and tier over time. Because I don't ever envision us, at least anytime in the short term, really getting back underneath 2000 ADA of a floor.
No, I don't think, not
in the short term.
I don't think so. No.
But obviously not financially. Anything can happen any day. It's good as zero tomorrow, right? But it feels like this is like the next. It's hit its next level of its stability, right? This is where it's kind of now found its home, and I'm excited, man. This is it feels like everything now in the space that has been like long term, like you've been wanting to be successful, and these projects that you believed in are all starting. All the floors on most big projects that have been building for a while are starting to rise. And speaking of that too, you take obviously what we've been talking about forever here is Yummi Universe. This right after we had dropped, that Litepaper interview we had done with them, with the devs over there. Shout out to Sutfrost, Fanju Robot, and DJ Zero Action for chatting with us again last week. But right after that, dude, there was a Yummi explosion inside the community, man. Like everybody started getting into Yummi, and the floor jumped from like a 300 and something ADA floor to up to 600 at one point. Like these things are going crazy, and everybody was piling into the project. And it was because they were, I don't know if it was like they said, the new money that was kind of brought in from the Clay Nation side, or if just people were getting confident getting in the space, or they just opened up the white paper and finally were like, yo, like Yummi, this is it,
They saw sit down.
Yeah, right.
That was it. That was the turning point for those 563 viewers who got there. That was definitely
we've changed.
That was the flood. We opened the gates.
We opened the gates, and like not 40 of those clicks are mine, where I just was looking at it a lot and just rereading it myself.
You did 40 to 37. You beat me.
Damn. All right, guys. Well, don't want to share our secrets on stream. But yeah, so Yummi Universe started to really take off, and obviously it's no secret here, we all love Yummi. That's a given, but it was cool to kind of just see them kind of give you a breakdown too of why everybody who has they consolidated a chat where they had a verified chat inside of Yummi, and then they had the general chat. They had the Yummi DAO now inside there, and people voted to consolidate the two chats. So there's only one area to talk inside their Discord right now, and you started to see all the OG people who are in verified now move over there with all the brand new people who are like, why is this mooning? What's going on? How do I do this? And there were so many questions being asked. And it was because, they're like, go read the Litepaper.
Yeah, just read the Litepaper. The information's out.
Yeah.
Like
which I said this off stream, like before we recorded, I was like, I feel like people still skim the Litepaper though, because that floor, not financial advice, is still at a reasonable entry point, in my opinion. Because I feel like people just skimmed and read like staking and Yummi token, but they didn't really read everything else.
Well, it's fine. We know this is why they get the chance. If they're listening to us, I mean, if you are interested in Yummi or have bought into it a little bit and are wanting to learn more, make sure you dig through that Litepaper a little bit. And that's what we're here for too, is to kind of shine a little light on some of the stuff. But they gave a good little thread. Obviously the artwork is unparalleled. It looks very, very well done. This new character Spike is probably one of my favorite. And I think Udin did a really good fan art for them as well. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see that. But they basically
said that was his favorite too.
Yeah, Spike, yeah, for sure. But yeah, they kind of, the Yummi, everything's centered around this Yummi token before the game actually comes out. And this is what the whole point of the staking of your 10K Naroos and your seasonal Naroos really are. And the whole key to earning that Yummi is buying in-game card packs on their marketplace, as well as NFTs, collectibles, upgrades, and in-game items. So like that is being funneled for their whole ecosystem.
Yep.
And again, it's going to be a play to earn game. We've talked about this. They're going to have PvP tournaments. They're going to have an adventure mode. So there's a lot of different things, but you can also stake this Yummi. And in doing so, you're locking your Yummi inside of a smart contract. So you're not able to pull it out at that time. And once that smart contract is up, you're getting paid your Yummi and getting sent back your Naru. So again, people are going to have a choice to make with these. And then it's, again, accesses governance as far as like a Yummi DAO. There's people now voting inside the community or getting to become part of that community by owning this Yummi. And then basically they kind of go down and detail some of the ways to go ahead and actually obtain the Yummi, which I thought this was a very helpful graph, which we didn't have originally, but it kind of gives you a nice little visual checklist of what you can and can't do with each of the different trading cards, the box, the series 1, boxed and unboxed. They have booster packs, which are going to be playable in game, and the trading cards, which a lot of people don't know, probably who are new to this, those series 1, 1 through 7, all those trading cards, you're going to be able to actually bring those in game to play the actual game. So if anybody's looking out there, no, not financial advice, but if you're looking, you like some of those Naroos, make sure you're keeping an eye on those, because outside of those 3 little series 1s too, again, we get airdropped a one-time fee of Yummi, which is actually a pretty sizable amount. On top of that, and this is just a good visual too.
And you can go look too. You can go do the calculators now and look at the staking rewards and what you'll kind of get and add it all up. It's been crazy seeing some of the people doing the math for like what they hold and seeing what they're going to get through airdrops, and then trying to calculate like kind of their monthly returns as well. It's pretty nutso.
I know. I've been like, I finally got a chance after my computer was unbroken to like put my wallet back up in there.
Unbroken?
Was your internet working or?
No, my internet was back working at this time. I was able to get onto the website, and I think I'm holding I only hold 5 of the 10K surprisingly, but I own 25 of the seasonals because I was going for that whale roll. And I'm estimated right now for about close to 34,000 Yummi per month estimated off that. So I'm excited, man.
Did you tell your fiance you're retiring off of Yummi now?
I hope so. Maybe one day. Freedom 35. Yo, David, where you at? I mean, we've been talking about it, dude. One day. Well, we'll get to there. Yeah, dude, shout out to the overview. This is a great way to kind of, if anybody has any questions about what does what, just go to the Litepaper or come to this little thread over here on Yummi's Twitter. And it'll give you a good breakdown of this stuff. And people, I saw a lot of questions too, about the actual like spoopy, like burning of these springs and stuff like that. Like, how does that even work? Because there's only like on the website, it only shows 199 Yummi for all the spoopies outside of the very legendary ones. So they did give a good little breakdown of the graphic of how, like, what their thought process was. Like, currently we only have a small amount of, the spoopies, the winners, and then eventually as they continue to burn, they're going to even themselves out. And I'm not necessarily
perfectly even, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I understand their idea, at least to kind of try and keep the population even between them all. It also depends somewhat. I mean, so far they've all been good, but I assume some people just have fan favorites. People just enjoy certain seasons more.
Well, TJ over here getting blinded by the graph over here with his glasses. Blinded by the graph. Over here though, they have it's going to even out, so your spoopy rewards will get updated here, and they're saying that the spring Naroos are coming out before April 20th. They're going to come out before then. And then I asked today inside the Discord, the spring Naroos will be in season and get their boosted rewards too this season when you stake. So if you have, cool. So that way you'll get to automatically activate that little booster if you own I guess in each season they only plan to have 4 as of right now. So when they're in their own respective season, they're going to earn, I think, up to 4 times more rewards of the Yummi. So that's kind of cool. And I just appreciated, like I said, an easy, simple graph sometimes just to go ahead and see this stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out Yummi for what they're doing. They have a 10 billion supply, and I know that was a concern for some people too, of like a very high supply. But it's like, however, with them being staked and stuff like that, it'll take more than 10 years to reach that amount. And basically, they're saying that their tokenomics have been made to be sustainable in the long run. So they kind of lastly gave you one little graph over here as far as like how much the supply, really is going to be off that initial airdrop and month to month. So
I'm curious to see now, like there's probably some rare spoopies that during season when they're getting that 4x are worth, worth more than a significant amount of the just regular Yummies, you know what I mean? Because they're just gonna have those rare trade multipliers and the seasonal multiplier.
Well, it's crazy to think too, because like I said, right now the spoopies don't look like they're really getting a lot outside of the legendary ones. Again, every single spoopy on the website says 199 Yummi coins, but when the spring drop happens, they're going to get updated. So right now, it might be a good time to snipe some more of those off the secondary. Not financial advice, but just in case you're looking to get a deal. I mean, that to me makes the most sense.
I picked especially up too the other night.
There you go. But I just wanted to shout out Yummi for what they're doing. And again, when spring drop, we're eagerly waiting right now. So shout out to Yummi and the team. Again, they're another one of those that really took off this past week, and it's been cool to see all the extra volume, all the new people inside the community. And just shout out to that team, because obviously we're huge fans. And speaking of these new projects that we always, are finally giving us updates and things that are finally coming along after months and months of like just not really anything from these guys, is EquineNFT.
Well, planning and developing, we can call it. They're working behind the scenes.
they're one of these like pristine. It just feels like projects like this. They're so well thought out and well done and presenting wise. Like they do not drop anything until they're absolutely ready to give you some good info. Like their website, they gave you so much back in December when everything had happened. And we really haven't heard too much from them since then. We saw that in-game render, I think, of that. Mm-hmm. And other than that, we haven't done anything. But the big news right now is on Saturday, April 9th at 2 p.m. UTC, they're going to do a live stream AMA. They're going to give you the developer update and then an AMA afterwards. So inside of Discord right now, there's a lot of AMA like questions being asked, but I'm really curious to hear the developer update from these guys.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it because that white paper was amazing in December. It's just very in depth. It breaks down everything.
Oh my God! I'm
excited to see what they're going to drop with this AMA coming on Saturday. I want to know like when exactly we're able to when we can race them. Those times.
When you're right. Yeah. When can we race, dude? Like I'm the tree coin as Otana calls him.
I'm betting on your horse. I keep saying that. I really am.
Bro, well, I can't wait. I hope we've gone into so many different conversations with different people inside the community. I know Chronic over there with Chronic, the Daily Chronicles. He's huge into these. Tau Crypto finally bought in over there, our buddy. He finally got
he got the 6-pack, he said.
Yeah, but he appreciated the white paper. But again, these guys are super detailed. It seems way more thought out and well done than some of the other popular horse racing like NFT games out there currently, like Zed Run. There's D-Race, and there's that new like what's the Pegasus, like the horses with wings. There's all these different like chains that are very successful with this stuff too. So if Equine's able to execute, dude, you've got a huge opportunity here right now.
Especially when you pull it up in Pool PM, like the amount of detail on these horses and the animation that went into it, just the, I won't say static, but just the animation that went just in your Pool PM. I think they took their time with everything, and it shows that they did a great job. And let me just say, not financial advice again, but these are very undervalued right now still, in my opinion.
I believe the floor for these things is still only sitting at like 368,
which is a steal in my opinion for these things.
Well, especially I think when we start seeing the white paper come out and then the AMA and like start answering questions about, how they're going to evolve and develop skills and improve over time as they age. Like, now I think some of the floor ones may be a little undervalued just because people don't quite understand the potential. I mean, there may be no potential. Who knows? Maybe they are just shit horses. We kind of don't know yet. But I mean, from what I've seen from the project and what it sounds like they're planning, they're trying to give value at least even to everything in some way. So to see, maybe some of these floors that develop into actual studs out there and can actually raise would be interesting and, increasing value.
Yeah, and it's important to note too, like you said, they have an 18th month. They call them 18 years, but 18 each year is a month, an 18-month life cycle for these things. And we've always raised the fun question, which I went into the AMA of the Discord chat today, and I asked the question. I said, guys, is with it being a digital horse, are we going to be able to have digital horse euthanasia? Are we going to be able to re-roll these things? And one of the devs came back to me. He's like, I don't think so. They all live healthy 18-month lives. At least I'm told.
Disease free, injury free. I mean, are they gonna have injuries racing? They can pull a muscle or something.
I don't know. That'd be a crazy layer of death. But yeah, like the whole thing to the being like
they better not have injuries. Like I already feel like fantasy
my horse has got a chipped hoof.
Like that.
Fantasy horse hurt himself running. Son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm out for 4 weeks. This is bullshit.
Yeah. But the cool thing too, like you said, is once these things do officially like die on the blockchain right after the 18 months,
that's not nice.
They become the ghosts. They are ghosts or trophies, depending on how well they did. And afterwards you get a fresh refresh of the stats. So like Tom, you said, like you have one of the worst horses out there is just not doing too well. You can potentially have one of the best things that on the next go around. So it provides that long-term value. And then for the people who are able to breed these and, eventually once those things go through their life cycles, they have to buy back in. These, you're always for a 28 a fee, able to get a new horse each year and a half. So again, I think it was Chronicles that was saying this too, but it's basically like a 1.5 year plan, basically, of just like a way to passively make income, technically, if you wanted to look at it like that, because you're consistently each year going to be able to re-roll for potential new value, depending on how well the game goes.
That's
right?
True.
And I see how it goes. I mean, because we haven't even been here for 18 months, so too, that's the other thing. Like, let's see, season 1, season 2, see where this is at in like 4 years.
So we'll see. I mean, they only got their vision is only until Q3, which they have Q3 as the platform launch. And I'm sure we'll get an update to this over here on Saturday. But I just wanted to shout out Equine, NFT, obviously Fidukin over there and their team.
Big fans.
Yeah, they're got a.
Well, say then you can take your, hopefully soon you'll take your ghost horse and ride it with your good Charlotte Clay around the Underworld.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I just want to use it as like a mount to go ride through like Pavia or one of those things, right? Like it's going to be crazy. But this is definitely, like you said, one of those feels like the blue chip NFTs that is getting an update as well over here. So shout out to the Equine team. We're excited to see what they got going on. Another one of probably one of the biggest, most hype mints I'd say this month, and probably even maybe potentially this year outside of the clays, is newcomer Over Exposed. This is
it's gonna be an expensive April. Can we talk about that? My goodness.
There's so much high quality shit coming out, and these guys are leading the charge when it comes to some high quality artwork, man. The guy Ren Ellis, like we said, has come over from the Ethereum side to create artwork over here on the Cardano blockchain. And dude, the level of detail, the quality that he's bringing over here for his artwork with this mechanism sale, which again is heavily inspired by like the film like industry, and it has like the old school like cameras and some really cool traits. But they announced finally the time has come, and that the mechanism like whitelist sale for those Genesis tokens, there's 1,000 of them, happens on April 26th this month. And that's going to go for 100 ADA. So there's going to be 1,000 of these at 100 ADA. And that's at 8 p.m. UTC on the 26th. And then the following day, that's a 24-hour mint period. And then at 8 p.m. UTC on the 27th, that's when the public mint opens up, and there's 3,000 of them available, and those are 150 ADA. So you get a 50 ADA discount if you own one of those Genesis mechanism. And currently there's a registration on their website over at overexposed.io up until 420 to get into the lottery. Same kind of deal like Clay's for the Bake Nation, where you have to sign up your wallet to go ahead and possibly get into the public lottery to mint these things. And it's a really cool website so far. It's the first time getting a chance to see this. And they do give you some really cool previews of the artwork that these things are doing. Like, dude, like this one, there's two ones that really like stood out to me. And Jesus, TJ, get your glasses, dude.
It's like that meme, like the atomic bomb goes off or something.
Yeah, right. But yeah, dude, the artwork quality for some of these looks super cool. And I don't know like how the rights to any of this stuff works. They got like Spider-Man and some other things like SpongeBob sneaking in there. But it's like an actual.
I don't think there was like a thing in crypto yet. Or at NFTs. I just think it's Cowboy Aaron says it's the Wild Wild West. Yeah,
it is.
It's a cool. Game. Yeah, it's a cool nod to them.
Looks
though,
like
too,
there's a Super Saiyan Vegeto's in there.
Yep. Yeah, there's
Spider-Man, SpongeBob.
I think was that Zangief from Street Fighter.
It is.
Yeah, there's some cool Motaro from from Mortal Kombat. Yeah, there's some. I didn't even notice half that stuff when I was looking at
my
it.
glasses on. I can't see anymore, and I got a camera in the way. I
It's-
see an
it's a-
ass. I see an
I see
ass under there
Batman.
too. I see underneath Spider-Man. It's just an ass. I forget who. Chun-Li maybe. I don't know. who that
Chun-Li
is.
or Cammy, who maybe one of those.
Cammy wears
yeah.
green, doesn't she?
Yeah, but who knows? Anyway, but some of these previews looks really good, and like I was always you always saw like the camera like kind of head over there, so he's getting more creative because some of these are even more different than that. One that I thought was probably my favorite was like their take on angel wings inside the thing right here.
Oh my
And
gosh, the detail.
Doesn't that look so good, man? Like I don't
You
know.
buy me one?
Dude, who knows? I don't know. This quality of artwork.
Can I rent your whitelist spot?
Can I have it right this spot? Yeah.
You can talk to Chris over there, but yeah, dude, some of the artwork for some of these looks so good. So shout out to Ren and his team over here. But yeah, this is another one of those mints that it costs either 150 ADA for the public or 100 for the whitelist spots. So that's why those whitelist Genesis tokens, the mechanism, those things are running still like 1200 ADA plus even for those, and those minted at 100 ADA if you were early in the Discord. So already paying out dividends for owners that were in early for this stuff.
I felt like that Discord invite was like that commercial with the dollar. You got to be quicker than that. Every time I went to click on the damn link, I didn't get it.
No, I never got it. Yeah, they're sitting on their floor is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. That's funny. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be a very big April is what it feels like. And it's trending all towards the back end.
It's already been big in a week.
Yeah,
right. Again, it's been huge.
And it's been, who knows where the hell we're going to end up at, dude. But yeah, shout out to the Over Exposed team, man. This artwork is super high quality and it's kind of pushing, like you said, the space forward. Like it looks really well done. This little website post right here does not even do it justice for how like detailed some of that stuff is. So shout out to these guys. Shout out to them. I'm excited for the 26th to do my Genesis mint and the 27th for the public. So I'm definitely entered in a public lottery. So make sure you guys go do that.
Get out of here, dude. Don't enter the Republic.
Go get one, dude. Yeah. But anyway, again,
when was the public lottery? TJ, July?
July, yeah. It's July for Tommy. Me and you, it's April 20th.
Well, speaking of like other projects that continue to give you updates over here, it's got to be one we haven't talked about in a while, but obviously one of my favorites is Happy Hoppers.
Another undervalued project.
Dude, this one, yeah, you want to talk about undervalued and for the artwork and how dope this is. Look at Happy Hoppers, man. This the 11,111 hoppers over on Lake Cardano. But their Litepaper is officially dropped. Everybody's dropping. It's not the white paper, but it's the Litepaper. So it's not like a super in-depth one. But it does give you kind of a little hint.
Would you say it's a light version, Tommy?
I would say it was a light version. If you guys we could click on it, is it light? It doesn't blind me. So already doing pretty well, right? Yeah, Happy Hoppers Club. They give you the Litepaper. And these we've been waiting for an update for these guys forever, man, right? Like I've been holding on to my hoppers strong. Like it's been.
I got still 3 of mine. I know you have about 78 of them, but I got 3 of mine.
I don't have that many. I think I have like 18 now. I just scooped one up after I saw this announcement because they have some cool stuff in here. Again, the artwork is unparalleled. We used the backdrop last week on our thumbnail from Uden over there. It's just like his artwork is like is instantly recognizable. Like exactly who's drawing that. Like and it's so cool. I really appreciate what they're doing. But if you we break into like what they've been working on a little bit, it just kind of gives you what their 3 pillars of like development are right now. And it's the project. They're big on like collaborations and then off-chain growth.
When's the Happy Hopper interview we doing?
Dude, I saw a message Jub in there the other day. He said he was down to set something up soon. So
I would love that.
We got to set that up, Jub. If you're watching or the team over there, we'd love to talk with you guys. I know they're working on like real world, like utility, like shirts. They got some demo progress of like some merchandise over here, which you can kind of see like
I like that beanie. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I like the little. They can get so creative with their artwork with Odin over here. But yeah, they plan on doing like all facets of cultural goods and coloring books, engaging with hoppage image, lore, branding. And then they want it to be accessible to everybody. This is one of those projects like a Yummi or something where, it's reachable to not just us adults over here, but to like kids and stuff too. Like imagine like, us now, like giving like your kid or somebody like a Happy Hopper and like kind of growing up and seeing how that thing does. I mean, it's perfect for this, in my opinion.
Absolutely it is.
And then their next kind of like little pillar for this too is the collaborations. I know they have like the lily pad like launch over there that they always do, or the launch pad or whatever they call it, but it's basically giving whitelists into certain projects and they collab with certain ones. And this one, they did a big Valentine's Day drop, which we didn't talk about, but they got a little collab over here with Chilled Kongs, kind of like the little hopper sitting next to them.
Man, it's cool.
I really enjoy that. It looks really well done.
Like a cassette player with the headband on.
It reminds me of like Snorlax, only
That's
because it's so big.
Snorlax,
right?
Yeah, it is.
Snorlax sleeping.
Right, it looks so
Definitely
cool.
has that, like, you know, really, like, you know, that Uden, like, kind of, you know, anime style, like cartoon quality, though. I really like it. I thought some Snorlax too, though.
Yeah, it looks really well done.
Snorlax, Totoro, something like that.
Yeah. Well, their big thing right now is collaborations, partnerships, and sponsorships. I guess they're partnering with Dungeon Looters Club to gamify the use of their hoppers. So they're going to be able to use those hoppers inside of you know, the actual game of Dungeon Looters Club, which is cool. So they're putting those out. They have another one with Pillars of Creation, where they partner with an existing metaverse project, which this is like the Lake Cardano kind of done in 3D over here. I'd love to do this. This would be kind of cool looking.
Oh, that like looks a good little really concept. Cool. I really like the hot air balloon too with the hopper.
Right? Yeah, that does look really cool. Can you imagine like having, like, they want to partner up with like existing things? So
which is a smart move. A couple projects,
I think so. Yeah,
I like that too. They're like, we don't need the team or the means or realize to make a full fleshed out metaverse that people are expecting, at least. Like, you know, what people have in their mind of a metaverse, that's just not realistic for our team. We'd rather focus on our project and then focus on making it the best it can be to, you know, be included into someone else's metaverse. That just seems so smart.
Yeah, they said they basically want to find a way to add their hoppers into all these metaversing landscape and not have to worry about hosting their own land sales and partnering with stuff. It's just, that's the best way to do it. And I appreciate that too. That way it's not taking up their time and resources. They can focus on what they're working on, man.
Focus on the art.
So again, they got some sponsorships and things that they're talking about as well. Like you said, the Lilypad Launchpad, which is big, where they've launched with like Project 2090. And Tom, that Gizmo thing, yeah, it's been showing back up. We should probably look into that a little more, huh?
I love how they look, dude. The art is fantastic. They did that one. They did the one for Soho Kids, and they did the one for Yummi. And oh man, they looked good.
Yeah, I anything that is partnered up with them, it always has a cool, unique art style. But yeah, this Gizmo stuff it works very well with what they got going on.
That mint's actually coming out soon. Hey, Gordon, helps out with that, TJ.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Gizmo on
it. But and then kind of, this is where the cool thing for me is kind of to see like the overview of the project and where it's kind of going. So they give you some hints over here, and they've done this already, which we've talked about. Or I don't know if I got a chance to talk on the show. But the little swimmers that they had inside the fish bowls. Yeah, so shout out to the Gizmo 420 over there, everything. But these basically, remember, they have this Ribot, which is like their bot over there. And you were able to add wings onto your hoppers. So if you had one of those gold wings, you were able to actually add onto your hopper. And then as well as the little fish bowls, they were able to change them from the generic just looking ones to whatever swimmer that you had. So they're already working on like the transformation portion of this. And if you guys notice right here, there's some little trinkets, but the little potion right here, there's a little envelope. There's a little things that these hoppers hold throughout the community. And they're looking to, you know, add on to that and experiment in different ways to add on to your hoppers. So they're looking on how they can grow that. And I guess they're going to basically Q2 is going to act as the start of season 2 for hoppers. And it'll all begin with a deflationary adventuring event. And this event will have hoppers venturing out to see what has been happening in the forest surrounding Lake Cardano. And when they return, they find that Lake Cardano has been forever changed. If you guys notice here, there's the little box, the little head, you have the little potions, like the little frog, like there's going to be some sort of change.
It doesn't look so much potion there as it does like toxic waste, but yeah,
I feel you on that, right? Well, I went ahead because of that picture alone. I went ahead and picked up another hopper that had like the little ooze or what they call it, potion or whatever it is. That's like coming from their mouth. So I can imagine some of those are going to have some sort of like they did with the wings and the hoppers and things. Definitely going to do that. But this is what really made me excited, is to see like the next generation, the Happy Hoppers Gen 2. What some of the concept art is for this stuff. And this is basically like the Gen 2, when the hoppers return to Lake Cardano, they notice a change to their home, and fall in the adventuring event. The hoppers vow to protect any parts of their ecosystem from where they see it under threat, and venture to new lands in this transformation/staking event. And outside of that, there's these different little areas, which I'm assuming they're going to use. I've seen like zombie ones. I've seen like an angel and devil one. You've seen like the T-Rex version. Like there's different areas I think that are going to get drawn into this. And then this was one of the cool things. So this transformations for Gen 2 will occur through a staking a hopper with another ingredient in order to imbue it with regional traits from areas like the junk scrapyard, deep forest, and a human village. So looking at, I don't know if we can see these, but seeing these different versions of these hoppers and where some of the like the artwork is for that.
I love that armored one to the right. That looks really cool.
Dude, it looks so good.
Actually, that middle one almost like a superhero one. It looks like a cape's coming off the back. I don't know if that's what it is.
It does kind of look like that, right? And then you even have a human formed of the hopper tier too. So that's really cool looking. Like, I'm really excited to see what next gen is on that. And then they're talking about staking this in order to, with whatever one of these ingredients is, in order to transform it. So that's a cool little, like, that's something different that we haven't really seen inside this space.
That could be a big move for them though. Like you said, that's, oh man, I'm gonna start peeking at the secondary here in a minute.
They're not too bad right now either. I think they had a
very
little
affordable now.
Yeah, they're still like hovering anywhere from like 60 to 78 right now, I think, which is definitely a good little entry point for these guys. Not financial advice, but definitely financial advice. But yeah, obviously hoppers are one of these. The team is built by some OGs inside the space. Again, Jake Jubb over there is one, a vet inside the space. You got Udin with the legendary artwork, and then there's so many of the team members over there that are just awesome people inside the CNFT community. So moving forward, the last thing is they're going to introduce their own hop token, and it looks like shop with a little $sign, but their hop token. And it's basically going to act as a localized token with exclusivity within the confines of the Happy Hoppers Club, and is not intended to be used as a financial instrument. So whatever it is going to be utilized probably to buy those ingredients, I'd assume, and be able to stake in for the future here. So basically, the Hopper Litepaper is out. And then again, during some of this stuff, they're going to be at some of these events with CNFT virtual festival in Tokyo. And then, dude, I'm dying on the words tonight. I'm just in super rapid talk mode, huh? And then CNFT Con in Las Vegas too. They'll be out there as well. So shout out to Happy Hopper. Shout out to their team, man. These guys are awesome. I'm super pumped for these guys over here.
I'm a little more excited myself now, even not being a part of that project. It was just one I never bought in. Just was kind of watching it, especially when it first came out. I didn't get in right away, and the floor kind of stayed pretty stagnant with where it was at. So I'm gonna definitely take a peek at these on the secondary. It might be time I hop on in.
You're about to hop into the hop cord?
Yeah, might have
to. Well, yeah, I guess, again, continuing on the topic of updates to projects right now, right, is another one that's happening up here on April 10th. TJ, I know, and we've talked about these guys for a long time, is the Space Ape Club, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the Space Ape Club. They're giving you a teaser right here for their radioactive apes.
They look so freaking cool. When you scroll down, I like those.
Yeah, they got some unique little traits, and I know we talked about the kind of their white paper that had dropped, about their SACT token, which just got airdropped to holders of the Space Apes. So I think you got 20 per ape. I think it was what it equated to.
I remember like those tokens they airdropped. They're supposed to buy pets. Is that one of the little pets that the guy's holding when he's running right there? I just caught that now. They're right.
Oh yeah, that is one of the little pets. So that's the big thing, is like the specimens, right? They have the Space Ape Specimen Mint, which that's what we were going to talk about, is on April 10th. That's going to happen for 50 of those. You can only buy them with the SACT token, the Space Ape Club token. And I think if I can scroll somewhere, there you go. Here's a little preview of what one of those specimens are going to look like. And I think they got better ones throughout there. But this is one of those like little companion pets for your little your Space Ape. And these are going to be minted only with that Space Ape Club token. You're going to need 50 of those. So a little over, if you owned 3 Space Apes and you got airdropped, you'll be able to mint one of these. Otherwise, I don't know exactly.
How else do you get the coin?
I don't know if you're gonna. I'm assuming you could probably look at that on the secondary. I don't know if on like JPEG store or something you can actually get the tokens. I'm sure
that's true. Yeah,
I'm sure there's a way to go ahead and do that. But basically, 1,500 of these space creatures are ready to be adopted, and then there's 13 one-of-one legendaries, and the rest are space pugs with over 60 traits. So, it costs you 50 Space Ape Club tokens plus a 4 ADA transaction in order to get one of these things. So, again, you can kind of see some of these over here as they're popping up onto the screen. But it's pretty cool looking, man. Definitely a different kind of unique in the art style, a little bit compared to some of the Space Apes, I'd say. It's not as like cartoony.
That's the biggest thing, is the different art style. It's much more like, you can almost see like the brush strokes, like kind of like oil painting style type thing. and just even the colors, like they're not as bright and vibrant. It's much more kind of like dark and spacey.
Yeah, they feel like a foreign, like an alien, right? Like a pet on another planet.
Ooh, like the Ditto.
Yeah, but I'm curious.
Cool.
They all look really good. I enjoy what they're doing over here, and I enjoy that, you know, what they're
OG
what they're building
too. They've been around forever. That's been,
yeah, dude. Shout out to Lovelace CNFT, man. This guy's an OG.
Since the beginning days. I mean, you guys jumped in those when they just had the sneak attack drop mint on Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Halloween. Dude, that evolved from that into where we're at currently inside the Space Apes. It's crazy to see. And you know, these radioactive apes, like, dude, there's so many cool looking ones. I haven't even seen some of these inside of here. So they do have some really cool,
yeah,
and like they're taking on like kind of like their version of the mutant apes, right? From Mutant Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah, you can obviously see the inspiration there for sure.
Yeah, but it's dope that you get to see very high quality like artwork done inside the space. So this is like, I think the first, like, to me personally, have been other mutated projects inside Cardano so far. I think the Tiger Society was one. Lazy Llamas has done one. There's other mutation like events so far, but this to me, like, this draws me the most out of all the ones that I've seen.
I agree.
And I just like the way the traits are very creative, and it's fun to see, man. So I don't know how
I hate them. All the eyeballs and stuff. I absolutely not. The art is bad. I just it freaks me out.
Yeah, why has he got so many eyes, dude? He's got a little mouth for an ear.
He's got a mouth coming out of his ear. Yeah, no, they freak me out. The traits are wild. They got some crazy shit going on.
It looks amazing though, dude. These guys have done a great job. So shout out to these guys. But yeah, happening next week on 4/10. That's Sunday, right? Sorry, 4/10 is on this Sunday. And this is happening what time? At a TJ, back me up here. I'm terrible at these things.
I was looking at the picture. What are you asking?
I don't know if they actually did drop a time yet for these.
No,
so
I'm here now. I easily could have, not have. You know what I mean? They're keeping it, you know, sneaky.
Which is cool. Well, you got to think too, because they're going up. Clay is going to be minting that day, right? Like the land sale. So I could see, you know, why they're being a little hesitant on that too. Maybe just
spread it out. Yeah. So the congestion.
Yeah, it doesn't say. I mean, I bet
god awful Los Angeles style.
Yeah, right. You just don't even know. But shout out to Lovelace and the team over there. This one was cool. It's like a translucent body. You could see through the ape. That was a cool little one as well.
It freaks me out.
Right. I like that. I love how they always just get crazy. I'm curious, man. I got three space apes right now. So I'm holding on to these things for this event. But I know if you look through the website too, remember this, they see the SACT ATM. There's going to be able to be, remember we talked about that too, where you can kind of pull from that, that you're going to be able to grab.
Oh, maybe that's where you can get the tokens then, the space tokens then. Yeah, okay.
So I'm definitely will try to buy that. And you can see like the lobster arm right here for the mutant one, the little pets, like it's like a DJ in the background. I don't know what they plan to do long term with this, other than, you know, what they're building. And obviously the game, I think, was another aspect of it. I like it, man. I'm a big fan. It's the ATM right here. So shout out to Space Ape Club. Shout out to Lovelace CNFT and the team over there, man. They've been OGs inside space, and it's cool to see everybody start to level up and get to their next phase of their projects. And same thing over here. Just wanted to make a quick mention of Ghostchain because we always talk about them over on our channel. But I wanted to shout out because Ghostchain's floor went like parabolic, dude. They got bought up. They had a proposal out for the Boss DAO, which is the DAO for the Boss Cat Rocket Club. So obviously we know they've got pretty deep pockets apparently, and they sweep the floor on Ghosts.
They really came in and snagged up the floor.
They grabbed like 40 of them, dude.
Yeah,
and including a legendary,
because there wasn't that many listed too. So that was a bigger thing. It wasn't there was like 30 of them on the floor with the same price. Like when they grabbed those 40, the floor automatically jumped a significant amount. It was wild.
Well, I think even now, like the Ghostchain like thing, there's this shit shitting. Dude, what is wrong with me tonight, bro? Like I cannot talk.
Extra coffee. So Thursday night, long days, long week. I'm with you.
I'm over here just rapid fire talking, but anyway, they're sitting at just underneath 1,008 a floor, right? TJ, my checker over here. Yes, cool, great.
Well, honestly, because I'm not used to recording and it keeps saying I can't minimize my shit, so it's screwing me up.
Jimmy, pull it up for us real fast.
Well, Ghostchain is sitting at an 884 code according to OpenCNFT.io. And then JPEG store as well. They are yelling at you.
They're trying to go to minimize.
But it's cool to see how many of these are actually on sale. There's not many, dude. There's really not many for sale right now. And that's the interesting part to this is like
880 floor. Is it a thin 880 though?
It could be. Who knows?
It is.
I love obviously we're big fans of the Ghostchain community. But dude, it just feels like they're on the verge, right? Like everybody, we've kept hearing about it, just wait, and they're like just about to get there with the Freeroam marketplace launch, which we've talked about. Freeroam, dude.
Well, not to interrupt you, I'm in the Discord now, and someone's like, "What do you think the announcement will be?" And Alexander just wrote at 7:30, and it's 7:38 right now. Freeroam goes live, so I don't know when that announcement's going to be. So maybe it's tonight, tomorrow.
I've seen
morning,
inside
maybe?
their
I don't know.
Somebody inside there. I've been watching their Discord. It's Alexander and them. They do like little teasers in their Discord, like names every now and then. It's just like it'll say like,
what is a when, and one says when no longer right now.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. They always give little hints into their Discord names, which is very, very cool. And obviously the guys over there are super stoked. But once this goes live, man, I'm very curious how this is going to stack up against JPEG Store, because JPEG Store has been having some like issues over the past couple of weeks when it comes to like especially when Clays went crazy. It was so hard to like list or buy anything at that time, and the website got crashed for a little bit. So I'm curious how this will interact and play a part into it, because obviously if it's successful, the Ghostchain project is probably going to continue to rise and just do well. I'm excited for that.
Show people it works. You know what I mean? Show them what they've been saying they're going to do, and the people that are in it right now, it's there because they believe in it. So if they come out and they're super successful, it might be too late by then. So hopefully, they just got to push it out. Everything
I think it's soon, boys. He's very chatty right now in the chat.
So yeah, I know they were waiting on the lawyers to give them the go ahead to make sure that everything was good to launch the website and press go, was basically what they were saying. So once that happened and they got clearance for everything, I guess they've had it ready to go. So I guess they were just clearing everything to make sure it was good to launch. So that's good to know that they're also doing that due diligence for you. So you're not getting into something sketchy, hopefully. And I did want to make a mention of this because they do have it pinned to their tweet right now. And somebody inside the Ghostchain community did send me this. Is this Pet Pals 3D animated CNFT? They're partnered up with Freeroam for these like 3D animated, these like pets over here, 333,000. Yeah, these are somebody mentioned this over to me, and obviously. They look like kind of what Bosscat Rocket Club's doing too, like that little 3D, like like I don't
boxy
know, like
Minecraft style.
Yeah. What's the Lucky Planet? Maybe is that another one inside of Cardano that looks like that?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got 3,333 of these unique pets, which are coming soon, but they're partnered up with Freeroam maybe to launch through that pad. I don't know. But it's something to keep an eye on, right? Like they've got it flagshipped onto their actual Twitter. So that's something to keep an eye on if anybody's watching right now. They are sitting at 635 followers. So that's it.
Check it out. Well, while you're still on here, Tommy, before you kind of jump to the next topic, just while you're on Twitter, can you just type in Gizmo? A little, just a little quick, how you doing? Just check it out. I want to show you that picture.
420.
I don't know enough about it. There it is. Gizmodo should be that. Oh, there it is. Yeah. No, I just wanted to show the picture though. I don't know if you guys saw those. The ones that they did for Happy Hoppers, or I don't know if it'll be here right here, scroll through a whole bunch of it, but we definitely got to look into this more. I just wanted to take a quick peek at it, just kind of show off their art as it's caught my eye so far. 420. And just how cool they look, as far as like, I don't know, like I said, I got to look more into it. I don't know the full plan with the Game Boys. I know they've already had some things released, and they're going to have things like released in stages where they're going to go, like batteries go in it, game cartridges go in it, then you remint them and burn them and stuff. So you should see the Yummi like handheld console they did.
I did see that earlier on there. I think earlier
all three of them. They look fantastic. That one looks really good too.
I like that one a lot.
That's dope. I'll definitely need to.
I like their art, so that's what I'm saying. I need to look at like what their actual like real project plans are beyond the art. But I do really like the art. It stood out to me. So
I like that. I like that. It's cool.
Oh wow, yeah, Tom. I've definitely seen these before. I just honestly, there's the Happy Hoppers.
That looks so dope.
They look so good, man.
They all three look good.
That's what I'm saying. They just look so good.
I don't know if it'll pull up a little easier. Oh wow, that's very big. But yeah, dude, look. Oh man, these are so cool looking. That's got me excited. Actually,
the screens and everything though look very cool. The cartridges in them, so what I've seen, like the art is good enough. If they have some cool plans for this, and if they make some cool functionality, even if it's just for looks of like switching out cartridges and having different screen animations playing stuff that you can collect, I would be into that. It just seems like it'd be very cool.
Yeah, shout out to CNFT enthusiasts too. 420, 69 ADA over here. I like the
Nice.
420 and 69.
Nice.
Nice. I like that. I've seen
Kind
I
of have
just
to, right?
all of a sudden now I'm way more involved with where I'm at, dude. I love that. But shout, yeah, good call on that, Tom.
All right, so I hope all you listeners have had a pen and paper out, because there's like 45 mints coming out in the next 6 days. So there's gonna be a quiz at the end tomorrow on the Discord. You're gonna have to watch the episode and
tell us
have a
what
quiz on all these mints.
Yeah, tell us where what you watch.
Well, we got a couple on the 10th. Now that's a few of them on 420. It's all loaded up on like 3 days, all these mints.
Yeah. Well, another thing too, obviously is big, talking of artwork and things like that, is Aeonium Sky. They remember we talked about the astral map over here of how remember they were going to ramp up, and I think we had until what is it, June of this year to finish up all the blocks of all the 24 blocks or something crazy. Yeah, block 24 was supposed to be in June of this year. Well, I was like,
rapid
dude, it's
fire,
getting close.
baby. Let's go.
Block 12 coming out this Sunday, April 9th.
You might miss that one.
I'm gonna miss it because I'm gonna be away. I'm gonna be at a concert.
Miss it.
But people have been paper handing these things like crazy lately. They've sold the last ones for like 68. So, dude, I'll pick one of these up, no problem, if I'm not able to get in. But block 12 is coming out, dude, and 2200 UTC, which is what 6 p.m. for us over here on East Coast. And they always drop for what, like 26 ADA, something cheap.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aeonium, dude. This obviously we're huge fans. Block 11, obviously I love everything that they are doing in this project, but this is a mint you probably don't want to miss, especially if you're an OG inside the Cardano community itself. So shout out to Aeonium Block 12, another mint that we're looking to do.
Is it the fastest turnaround too on a block drop?
He used to be like 2 weeks or something like that, and up to a month. It was like anywhere in that time frame. So yeah, I think he's looking to do possibly like every 2 weeks, maybe even sooner. Who knows? But we could be giving you weekly updates on Aeonium Sky. But make sure you check out Aeonium's artwork, man. This stuff is super, super good. So shout out to that. And then one of the last mints too that we wanted to go ahead and take a look at was the Grumpy Bunny. We have the Grumpy Bunny's Fuck Easter drop. It's not nice. That's a Grumpy Bun for Easter on that. But this is happening over here on April 14th at 12:30 p.m. UTC. So for us, it's like 8:30 a.m. 8 ADA if you're a hodler of a Grumpy Bunny, or 33 ADA for newcomers. So very fair on the drop prices. But Grumpy Bunny obviously is a huge. We're always fans of the Grumpy Bunny.
A little subtle jab me last week.
He did, dude.
Bastard.
He goes, yo, amazing review, Tommy and Tom. And then he did not specifically tag TJ.
I didn't even see it. Tom told me, he sent us in our private, like our text message chat, our phone chat. And I was like, well, I didn't see it. And then I said, oh, that son of a bitch.
Yep. And the Grumpy Bunny's like, you asked for Easter, Bun said fuck Easter. And then he just does his own thing. And he's been dropping some little teasers too over here. The Build-A-Buns as well, like for Series 4. So obviously we got our base buns. We gave you guys an update on that last week. So I'm curious to see how some of the accessories start to work with Grumpy Bunny too. But I'm obviously a big fan of that. And what the great. Duck.
Yeah, that's cool.
The peeps, he's smashing the peeps. It's so good. I love Grumpy Bunny. But yeah, this is gonna happen over on April 14th, which what is that day for us over here? Because I'm so bad. I'm in Thursday at 8:30 a.m. for us.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. I'll be ready for that. It'll help me take out, the first hour of work, just sitting there waiting for that, excited.
All right. Well, shout out to the Bun, dude. The Bun is always been.
When's the Bun coming on here and talk to us? We need to chat with him.
As soon as I can get to know what the hell I'm putting on my Grumpy Bun. Tom's not safe for work one as well.
I misunderstood the project.
Yeah, Tom did not do what was intended for this at all. So shout out to the Bun. Shout out to all these new projects. Shout out to Cardano just in general right now. It's getting crazy. We interrupt our scheduled podcast to bring you a PSA from Press Secretary Andersum KEWWper from Old Money. Anderson, welcome on.
Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. Tom and TJ, I appreciate your time. And I would like to address the Old Money Nation of MFers. So from the desk of Andersum KEWWper to any MFer in the Old Money community listening, the following is a fully unendorsed, completely unendorsed statement that probably almost absolutely is agreed upon by at least 73% of everyone. The Exerson administration, if you will, has completely abandoned their post. No one and nothing remains, else they would be here stopping me right now. You see, there's nothing happening. The only evidence of times past is the remnant failed monetary script consisting of high quality paper that has been used recently as a doodling medium by an extremely talented artist and distributed by his super tech dev buddy, just handed out to the entire Cardano community. Now, they may not be buddies so much anymore. We'll learn about that. But these two bills have become the central pillar of rebuilding community. Now, in their place of incomprehensible communication skills, I mean, if you've seen the Thor video, you know what I'm talking about. I stand to apparently be the articulate one and help spread the word of the upcoming campaign. So, I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, that's the end of the statement. I'm going to leave the floor open to you.
Very articulate. Beautiful.
I was about to say, that was the most, like I said, the most structured form of an introduction I think we've ever had on side the show right now. So thank you, Anderson over here, Andersum KEWWper. I love that name.
We do intend to set the standard for excellence amongst all NFT communities, and I do represent the MFer community. I am just as in the dark as anybody else. There's a couple of dark figures up top, and that would be, you know, there's two main MFers, and that is Trixon. Trixon has put together an amazing bit of art, and I don't say a bit. There's just not even the 7,500 two bills, the 0.20 bills that have been put out. I'm sure you've seen them. I know that the Twitter community spreads that love and they show the information that's out there. But on the other side of that, when they put those out, you needed to have a good developer that put all of it together, and that would be Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow, as we just learned, is really not going to be the person to talk clearly to anybody about anything. He's the closet dev. He's the guy that's in the basement that's doing things that are off the charts. And I'd like to share some of that with you today and help walk you through that. You reached out to me, I've reached out to you. We both understand that the three of you are lost. And also, I understand you guys are looking to learn more about old money. What do you want to know?
I want to know basically, like, what is it exactly specifically? So I see a couple things floating around. I see the Trixon, I see the MFers. I just want to know exactly what is it. I know they have the bills and everything, but I don't know anything more than that. I really don't.
I was going to say the $2 bills is as much as I've seen. And
right.
They were one that grabbed my attention early that I never got to follow back up on.
Okay.
I know we have a couple other buddies we've gotten into these projects, and they don't usually follow it as much as we do. They're kind of just like they bought a couple things and made some profit flipping some stuff. But I have one friend that really enjoyed the $2 bills, and I kind of use him as like a measure of if a project's good enough where he doesn't care about NFTs at all, if it's good enough where it catches his attention, it kind of like, oh yeah, you know, that's what I'm going to pay attention to a little more too. It always kind of helps legitimize it. And the art for the $2 bills were one that definitely stands out just from the creativity side of things. That's what he really loved too. But other than that, that's about as much as I've been able to get into it, just because I've never been able to get in on one of the mints for the bills. I was a little late on that. And then since then, just kind of, you know, how the space moves and everything.
I love the MFR aspect of it too. I love that. I think it's hilarious.
Community side of things.
Great.
Can you explain that real quick for anybody who is jumping into this, why everybody is referred to as an MFer inside the community?
So an MFer is a term of endearment. It really is. Like, we're all MFers here. It's so recognize the population of and who the draw is for old money itself. Old money, to me, when I got into it, I saw the artwork and I saw that 0.2 bill, and I have $2 bills. A lot of us are in our 30s and 40s, and we're in that age group where, well, we looked at everything. We all have a draw to NFTs in general. Some of us don't like the PFP images so much, and they want to see that high quality art. And when you really dig in, and what hopefully I can show you guys too, is it isn't just the artwork. Now, Trixon does an amazing job, and I hope to show, hey, maybe we can pull up a bill or two and kind of look at it, and I'll show you how to find those really good detailed pictures of it. Good. If we're there, why don't you poke over to Exerson house. Right there, you're actually at it.
Yep.
So go ahead and type in 0013. So bill number, there's 7,500 of these bills. We have different rankings, different pieces of it, and other ways to understand it. So if you look at this, go ahead and click on that bill. So this is off of the website. This is one of the links on the website, and where it shows if you have this bill or you own this, you can see what the artwork looks like. Before we get into the detail side of it, click the bill real quick. Just it'll bring you up to that next image, and you can see where that finite detail is at. So
dang, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
This was something I always appreciated about it. And I don't know if it's on this portion of the website right here of how they actually were printed. Like, sorry, I want to say it was this right here.
You were there.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the promo side. Go back to that 0013 and while you're on a zoomed image, you can go way in close, and we'll go back to that. But scroll down now. Well, there's 27 attributes in different ways that it looks. There's the PFP image. You click on that, you can make that yours if that's the one you own. Scroll down a little bit further, and you'll see that slate. Just go ahead and click that watch creation of the bill. And now you get to actually see that bill. You see the degradation. You see the template come on. You see the G number on the left as a 1, and it rolls over and it shows the ink stains and the artwork as it actually grows. A few of us got the opportunity when the live mint happened, when you were buying them, you watch it for the first time get minted just like this.
That's awesome.
Really? Yeah, see, that is very creative. Outside of anything, especially the interactability of it, that you get to watch it get printed like inside of that. So, and it tells you too, right? Like there's a little bit of history. And
go ahead and pause that for a second. That bill that has history, that bill was minted on 12/21. That was when it was actually made. That whoever had bought that right off the bat. And then you will see that this history is actually here for a secret message. I'll get into that in a bit of detail later. Scroll back down a little bit further. Now this is actually Hudro's bill himself. He owns this one. And everybody that has MF or ranking, if you're in the community, you have a number of 2 bills. You have TITS, which are the inflation times. Those are the newspapers. So don't get all horny over it. We do have campaign material, which is the next level of drops. The most recent drop that happened was the headbands, the Trixie headbands. And there's hints and indications that there may be more campaign materials that come in the future. We'll see how that plays out. But you can actually go back down there to where Hood's at. And what's really cool about this, and understand, we know that Cardano is a wide open space. This is not the place to hide yourself, right? We always say that if you have ADA, people know that. You know who has what. You can go to Cardano Scan, you can go to different places. And if you have the skills, you can track everything and anything. It's not a place to hide. It's a place to be wide open. This is where decentralization comes in. Go ahead and click the red 2 next to his name, and you'll see where that 115 is at.
I think we might have lost Tom. I know he's having a little technical difficulties. Well, while we wait for Tommy's computer to catch up, I was going to say the inflation times just because you brought that up. I was trying to remember the name of it. I was like thinking the money times. I'm like, that's not it. I know that's not correct. But so I was going to actually ask you, because that's when I first, it kind of first got on my radar. Oh, there goes Tommy.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Computer's on fire. He's getting the fire extinguisher out. Well, so the first time it kind of came on my radar was when that inflation times came out, because I remember that's when I was that buddy I was talking about. We had just happened to be on that night looking at what was minting, and we saw that and started looking at it, and we're like, these bills are awesome. I want to get in on this. And it happened to be the inflation times. But just as another example, like you see the website, which is the Hudro, it's the dev side making the website and everything. It's the entire thing's like that. Like everything has cool features in it, even down to just the normal mints like that. I remember for his, it's all through the site, and you kind of do like a little link, or at least that's how it was at that time. And he had it where you had to, click at a specific time to kind of get enrolled into that mint, and then you got your address to send to. But if you click too early, because it gave you a math problem as a CAPTCHA. So if you click too early, it was like, you got to be patient. I'm going to give you a harder math problem. You do it again. You did it again. And instead of being like, 3 + 5, it would be just something a little bit more difficult to kind of keep you on your feet to try and get in the mint. And there wasn't that many, you kind of had to really get in there. So
I can't tell you which one it was, Tom, but there was one mint where their minting process is unlike anything you've ever experienced. You're either you go to their website, and here's that true PSA. There has never been, here's the address, send me ADA. That equals a scam 100% of the time. Never, ever, ever do that. What we see in the Old Money Project is you go to oldmoney.io/CM or /TIT, TIT, when whichever one is actually minting. You go to that, you link your connection either through Twitter or through Discord, and then you're in the system. Then you go to the printing presses, and then you get into a reservation system, and you have a 30 to, I think it was 60 minutes on the last one, because the way that Cardano has been pretty heavy lately. You have a period of time for your transaction to go through. And so it's a reservation system for all of it. So as fast as things do sell out now, if the popular ones, these are allowing you to get in, get reserved, and you don't have that likelihood of getting scammed unless you fall for those basic scams. So one of the questions, though, that lets you get to that was, who is the overprinter in chief? And if you didn't know that because you didn't read the previous inflation times, you had to wait, and that actually delayed you in getting responded for.
I did that one too. I think it was a multiple choice answer, but yeah, it was just like, you looked at it, it's just like,
I don't know.
I think we were doing that as a group even, Tommy. I think we got a little group effort because there was like all three of us, and we're just like, I'm gonna pick this one, you pick that one, and you pick the other one. We'll see which one gets it. I think we all missed the first time too. It just happened to be, 3 out of 4 we ended up missing.
I kept missing it because it was like, it's not your time, MFer. It's like,
it
kept telling me that it's not your time.
Like, pump the brakes.
Yep. And I missed out on it. And honestly, I got lost in the shuffle. And that's where my story kind of ended here. Until I've always followed them. And I literally almost had the buy button happening the other night on a bill when they were sitting, at a decent little price. And then I was like, I'll move on. And all of a sudden, this new material, the campaign, the headband started to come out, and it kind of lost it from there. So, I'm curious, like I said, to how this project has evolved, because it seems like they've built such a deep community right now, and it's a fun community. Like even jumping into the Discord, like everybody just like, what's up, MFer? Like you'll be all right, and like just like subtly, just kind of like dig at you a little bit, but it's all out of love. It feels like.
Well, it's one of those things too. You see it on Twitter, you see it in people's names in Discord where they'll have that MFer in there, and you're just kind of where you guys are from. All right, got my eye on you.
So if you think about the beginning of how this project started and that deep community starting point, NFT Con was the beginning, right? Where Trevor and Summer did the interview with Jay Cruz. And he kind of went away from Cardano characters for half a minute and started talking about his new project. And I'm sitting in the same space in my house, and I yelled at my wife. She's like, "You need to come see this. This is awesome." And she's like, "You're still looking at NFTs? It's 9 o'clock at night." Like, yes, get over here. But that's what turned me onto it. And remember that NFT Con, like, who inhabits that space? The 2500 Club. So shout out to 2500 Club. Yep. Love you all so much. I'm a part of that. I have never walked away from that. But that hint, that little clue, within a day, the 2500 Club knocked down the doors of Discord. Like, they had to wake up Trixon from sleep. Like, he was in a drug-induced coma, and they had to like bring him around like it was Pulp Fiction. And like, he's like, "Dude, you need to attend to this because there's a bunch of brand new MFers just showing up, all degenning in from the 2500 Club, and they want to know what's up." And there was no what's up. It was still happening. So a lot of people found ourselves in that space, like all impatiently waiting for the first thing to happen. And then it started happening. The tits started dropping, the information started rolling. We had a lot of good interaction with that community buildup. Then when the two bills dropped, that was on solstice, on December 21st. That was when the two bills drop actually happened and started. And it was a slow burn, right? It didn't happen overnight. I think the last bill sold January 7th or 8th. Mm-hmm. It was 80 ADA per unit. And when you look at the artwork and the quality of it, you think, well, is it worth it? Isn't it worth it? Then you realize how deep and intense everything is. Do you mind if I share go ahead. Scary story? This is like, not everyone made it out of what I'm about to tell you about, but if you've heard the lore of the vault, or the search for the vault, what happened was there was all we knew was that there was a thing, and we didn't even know what the thing was. That there was an idea that there was a vault and a mystery to be solved. And that MFer, I almost said the full name, but the MFer Trixon started dropping hints, and then Hoodro started dropping hints, and we started getting really basic, vague clues and information. And we knew that there was going to be a deadline out somewhere in February that we had an opportunity to crack the vault. Now, we didn't even know what the vault was, and this was like a super cool geeky thing for all of us to go do. And the only real thing was to look at the bills. Tommy, let's take a risk one more time and see if we can pull up that bill 0013.
I got you.
And I want you to get a good perspective of what this is. Go ahead and click that bill one time and bring it up big, or open the one that's up.
One more over done.
You want to go right in here? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So remember that there's 7,500 bills total, and we were told we need to look at all of them. Now, I'm not going to get into the blood and gore. Some people's eyes are still bleeding. 2 people haven't turned back up since then, but only 3 people solved this vault mystery. So if you look at this bill, and the best hint I have is this is one of the keys to the puzzle. And to look at the finite art, go ahead and zoom in on the left side of the screen. Go click or bring that up a little bit. Spawn. Oh, did we lose him again?
Probably.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, at least the picture's up for now. I mean,
Yeah, the
before he kicks
picture's
them
up.
out, though.
So
So yeah, no, that's what I was looking at. I did see some of that information. So there was like scavenger hunts, but not exactly
Yep.
scavenger hunts, because it's like more like a national treasure style kind of thing.
it was ridiculous. There are people that spent 40 to 50 hours just trying to find this and trying to discern what the actual mystery was, and beyond that. Cool, be back.
Let me pull them
Okay.
up. We'll try a segment into that. So we'll
Yeah.
to get kicked
Cool,
off
quick
again.
edit.
I've
for it,
never had
yeah.
an internet issue since I've been in this place, and of course, the one night, it's always something. Right now, it's last week.
Tommy, can you send me those links, because I only have the website.
So if you're on the
Do
website,
the Google Doc that I sent you has all the websites.
Well, I'm on the website right now, but I don't know where that.
scroll,
so you get
scroll all the way to the bottom, and then find Exerson House.
TJ, there's primary website links: Old Money,
Okay, I see
Jealous
it,
Island,
I see it.
Xerxes House. Yeah. And then go do the amusements as well. Open all 4 of those links in the Google Doc. Because I do want to show off. And then TJ, there's one inside of, I think it's Jealous Island.
I got that one. I'm copying it now. We'll open it up.
Well, not Jealous Island.
I see that one. I'm just going the
here, I'm going to send you a link, because I want you to pull.
amusement.
I want you to pull up UNork too.
Okay. Because I think what's happening is when you click on these links, so many of them, it's just like throttling, and then your computer's dying.
No, it's literally some sort of internet issue.
Gotta pay your bills, dude.
Bro. Here, TJ. hold
Yeah.
this.
What do you got? You got to actually sell an NFT to make money off of it.
Yes,
Bro,
tell
I've
him.
been so
So hard.
I have so many right now that I've been offloading.
Yeah.
I've been gearing up for this weekend. I didn't realize the clay thing is going to be 10.
100.
You can mint up to 10 though. You're putting a lottery system like Pavia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and those big nations are 175 ADA. So if you were able to mint 10, that's a big chunk of change.
Each one is 175.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
001.
And then the regular ones are 100 each, one for the Underworld and one for Sonic Village.
Oh, that's never mind. I can only get the Underworld. So
If you register for the public,
oh yeah, that's
the
right. I
public
can do
one,
the public one. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely.
I already
try
did
it.
that earlier today. You sent me the link.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on, but
I want to get the big one. I want to get the big one.
You guys see it okay?
yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Stop. Okay.
All right, cool. So TJ, you got the ball now. Go ahead and zoom in on the, and then so I'm assuming Tommy will cut in here for a sec, or do a real quick edit cut, or just watch us all blather on.
I don't know where it cut off at.
We'll make it work.
You brought it up. Yeah, cool. All right. So TJ, go ahead and zoom in on that bill one more time. Just bring it up, maybe the left side of the screen. And different attributes, scroll up a little bit. The doodles and the drawings, like we didn't know what we were looking for. There's that G1 as a hint, because there's 19 different places that where them dollars at. There's 19 different phrases that go over. So just kind of scroll to the right a little bit. And you'll see like this bill in particular has got a blue mohawk with the scalp and a half Aristotle face and a 40 eye. I forgot the name of the mask that's on it, and it's got the horns. Like each one of these attributes, the people in the MFer community all speak this language, and they would know what I'm talking about. Be like, oh yeah, that's a half Aristotle, that's a 2% variation, and we kind of all hit off really quick and know what it is. Scroll up a little bit on this one, and no, just pause there for a second.
Okay.
See where the V5544 is? Can you zoom in any more above the 44?
Above the 44.
Yeah.
Where am I looking at? V55.
The serial number. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I see an L. I see an L there.
Okay, what you guys just saw, nobody else saw over the course of looking at 70, because I just led you right to it, right?
You did,
like,
right?
oh,
I probably would have missed that for sure, though.
Everyone missed it. And I will tell you that we spent hours looking at each bill, and that is probably one of the most clear ones. Now you have to figure out what the hell do you do with an L and what that is.
Do you take
what
it?
Actually,
Oh.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. What it actually turned out to be was that was the key to the solution for the vault. And I'll just leave it at that. And because I know that you guys have a lot of good information that you need to cover with some of our friends over in the Clay Nation. Big night of talking about the whole week. So I'll help kind of segue you guys back into that level of excitement. But this is what happens in the background. We have an entire channel that was called The Basement, where many of us spent hours. A couple, a husband and wife, actually went through each and every single bill. One of them noticed and recognized one of the letters, and then they started putting the pieces together, and they found all the letters, and then they figured out how to put them in the right direction. Then they went to a website that it led to, and then they had to translate French to English, and then they found the right button to click on that really weird BS website.
This sounds like some Nicolas Cage National Treasure stuff going on here.
For real.
I love it.
Yeah, and that was on the side. That wasn't even the Gen Pop. Understand that all these bills that got put out, if you had those tits from the beginning, if you had a certain number of them, or if you had any of the campaign material before the bill drop, people got airdrops, and we started getting free bills for that during the airdrop prior to the actual 2-bill minting. So when we got those bills, now we're learning about a whole system of twins. Like the fact that my bill matches somebody else's except for the serial number. Tom, you might have been airdropped that. I got airdropped this. I don't know who you are, but in the community, we found out that we use that Exerson house. We scroll to the bottom, and I see that you have the bill that I need, or I have the bill you need, and we work out a trade, or we work out a deal. So it's community building on top of community building. Those two twin bills in the future may turn into 3D bills, where we actually get another bill on top. We don't even know what it's going to look like. We've only been, again, hinted at what it may or may not be. So that's another layer of what could happen in general.
That's amazing. That's so much depth. I'm with you, TJ. I'm ready to go steal the Declaration of Independence.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like that hunt is awesome. I like that. I think that's really cool. What are the? I know you mentioned the headbands, but is there another NFT or art that you guys have too, or is it just the headbands and these bills?
I was gonna say, TJ, go real quick to the actual is it Jealous Island, Ken?
Yes, Jealous Island. Yep. Yeah,
go to Jealous Island, TJ. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, like very bottom of the web page.
Yeah, go ahead. Go back up just a little bit. I'll just feature a couple of people in the community. There's a ranking system based on how many bills you have, how many tits you have, how many campaign materials you have, and the back of bills. So I don't want to lose track of that. The 3 people that cracked the vault earned a back of bill. So the backside of the bill is a custom piece of art by Trixon for those people.
Wow.
And he made 5 of those. 2 of them went up for auction. There's a gentleman named Dilly, that MFer, who's that was like the endearment of endearment. He's been hosting a live auction. If you guys want to have some fun on a Wednesday, it's not going to be every Wednesday. It's not going to be every other even. It might be just once a month, but we'll see. We've had some live auctions in the Discord that's based on essentially the honor system. You get into that, you speak the magic word, which is, well, I think it's changed. So I could tell you, like, The last auction's entry point was to say "kiss my piss." Once you wrote that, you're in. You know, if you're an MF or you're changed color, you actually have that space, and you can be a member of the community with a little bit of standing, because you've proven that you own a little bit of this. Now, it doesn't mean you know everything or everybody, but you can go through this page after page for 10 people per page and see who has the ranking, who has the yellow bills and the pink bills, the brains and the octos and the sharks and monsters.
So Ken, you're telling
wow.
me if TJ scrolls up real quick, like TJ, go to the top of the screen real quick.
All the way up.
So when TJ goes up there, keep going all the way.
Yeah.
Keep going to the top. Okay, so TJ here has not connected with his Discord, and he launches into the into the chat over in Gen Pop. He's not an MFer, right? He's a motherfucker at this point that he needs to.
Well, we don't use such harsh terms, but most likely he's going to show up with a bright white name, and we're all going to be blinded. And we'll help him find out where to get some salt.
I'm a big fan. I want to be an MFer. I'm not there yet.
So, TJ, I wanted to showcase, because to continue on Ken's conversation, if you go all the way to the very bottom of the website there is a slot down there for campaign materials somewhere down there, which I did. Yeah, campaign HQ.
Yep.
Yeah. So here is a fun little thing I was looking at where you did see some of these materials. And Ken, you were thankful enough not to let me be white, like a white roll that blinded everybody inside the Discord and scared everybody. It was you grifted me. If you scroll down a little bit, TJ, one of those headbands. You gave me one of those.
Here's some of that extra art. Those are the different pieces.
That's sick.
Hoodro's poster, his campaign poster. So when we talk about the community that's drawn to this, and you guys, I could feel it in your all eyes as well. It's not like monkeys and cats and other PFPs. There's some deep art and there's deep meaning. This is the inflation times. We're in those times. We're in crypto for a reason, right, guys? Like, we understand that there's a chance for a lot of things to change. So we look at, like, what is sound money? That's, physical precious metals. That's looking at a monetary system that can't be inflated and trying to fix that and doing that. So this is all a play on everything. These headbands that you're looking at and how many there actually are, this was the last drop, and they're limited in number. And I think the current total, there's only 9 people who have all one of 21. They have all 21 in their collection. Yeah.
Wow. So this is a bullet coming out of the headband blood splatter. Is that correct?
That would be. Yeah. Yep.
So I noticed that too, because if you go up, TJ, a little bit to see all those, I think the first, so the sound money, I think, was one of the first things that I remember seeing. And then after that was the mugs. That kind of got everybody. And then obviously they were minting the inflation time. So I think that's one of the biggest things is people on the outside of the community who have heard of old money and seen all the different things is like where to even start with the community. So you guys, the campaign materials are all different mints that gets you kind of into that part of the project. The inflation times, or tits, as you guys like to call them, that's another portion. And then now you have the 0.2 bills, which are like the main source of where you guys are at. Can you kind of, so am I on the right track?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I think what's interesting, and there's a little bit of history on that Sound Money first poster, is that's when the true rift between Hoodro and Trixon happened. You see, Exerson is that's the main character. Every bill has Exerson's face on it, and you recognize that they're all different. He has 7,500 personalities that are represented 7,500 times over. Trixon was already in that role before. He can't anymore. He's been evicted. So he's establishing a coup and setting that up. He's the one that kind of put the inflation times out there and started spreading the news and sharing the information. Hoodro said, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that. And during the inflation times drop, Hoodro hacked into the system, and everybody that thought that were buying a tit ended up with a Sound Money first poster. And when that happened, that was a pretty big deal. That little battle of clashing personalities happened, and that's where the division is sitting now. There's 2 candidates for this new campaign, and I'll be quite honest, I don't even know what the F we're campaigning for, or how, or when? You know, we're filling a vacant space. We have cool artwork. We have amazing developer. We have community. We have tits. We have dicks. We have poop. What is that talking about? If you don't know, yeah, go ahead and check out the Inflation Times page also, because there's a bit of a story behind that, and that's where the third character is going to be introduced. I'm giving you guys all the alpha. I don't even know if it should go this far.
Where's that at?
Up, second row.
Inflation.
Down, all the way at the bottom. Green.
It takes some time to read all those information. That's probably the best, well articulated FAQ that you'll ever see.
Well, I gotta say, either Trixon or Hoodro. I assume Trixon doing the art. They got to be. It seems like they must be a fan of Silicon Valley. I just say that because they kiss my piss. I know was a quote from that. I saw that coffee mug on the page we were on before. It just said "he fucks."
Yeah,
I know that was a repeated joke in Silicon Valley, so I just like seeing that quite a bit too.
Go ahead and scroll down, TJ.
Fantastic. You know, just another great example of the sense of humor in the community.
Yeah, the volume 3 was one that has 7 different versions of it. There's 700 copies of each one. There's only 100 of each of those. LXVI 6, that's the one that there are 1,400 available. That Corruption Killer, go ahead and click on that one real quick.
Is that Bernie?
That is Bernie Slanders. That is the newest entrant into
it's Horny Slanders.
Horny Slanders, thank you. Yes. I want to say, and I want to believe that this is a viable candidate, but we haven't been introduced enough. I know that he is very prominent in the Twitter space, in the community. There are only 100 of the poops, or if you will, zoom in, you can see that it's acronym. Go ahead and scroll all the way up and you'll see, I can't remember what it actually, yep, there it is. I'm failing my role as press secretary on day one. I don't remember what the POOP stands for, but it's a shitty piece of paper. You can deal with that. And then the Door Island Chronicle. So if you go back to the Inflation Times one tab over, you'll see that Hoodro right in the middle there where it says Hood Ahead. That's the Door Inflation, or the Door Island Chronicles newspaper. And that is where Hoodro is telling his story, and he's putting his information. So the Dick paper, there's 400 of those. There's 300. There's 300 of those. And then the volume 6 tit is over there. Now, recognize that the cool thing about collectors and what we all do, and whether it's because you have a Pokemon history or a baseball card or a diecast history, yeah, there's a lot of adultery and other things maybe happening, maybe not. We'll see. But the story is just so deep. It's fun.
It's very in depth. I love it. I love the detail and everything about this. I think it's great.
I have not done enough research into this, and now getting a chance to kind of open it up for the first time and seeing, like you said, they go down to the smallest detail in here. The Patricia Nixon up there, the damn devil, like that's just so many. The Dick, you know, Door Island Chronicle, so many little acronyms, so many funny things. That, like you said, if you could go back to that Inflation
the creativity
Times,
of it, I love it.
Yeah, there's so much of it in there, and that's one thing that I really appreciate about the project. And I guess it kind of overwhelmed me, not gonna lie, when I first got into it, because there was so much and I didn't really know where to start.
If I'm being honest, it's still overwhelming, but I feel like I know a little bit more now about it, which is exactly what this is used for. I'm glad you're informing us and explaining everything to us about it.
And TJ, I wanted you to go back to Jealous Island down there, the website with all the green at the bottom where we're getting to these links. Get out of it. Oh, yeah, there you go. So you go to UNORC. Oh, sorry. You were on that page already. So UNORC, this is a nice little map. And this came from this broad part, the famous meme, right? From Cardano Thor when he was on with you guys, where he kind of was just like looking at it, and he was just shocked by the amount of detail and stuff inside of here.
Yeah, and recognize there's still 5 or 6 pages that aren't even open or ready yet. This project is not done. This was not a one-time shot, get it out there and put it and just let the community do its thing. This is an interactive community that's continuing to roll over and over. And each level, where are you at, Fuckerland? Go ahead and open that one up.
I'm just looking at the website. I'm just scrolling, but I can see something in the background. So it's like almost like there's a screen that's overlaying something else. I was just looking at that.
You might
Yeah.
have some vault hunting eyes.
So Fuckerland, Ken, this was something that when we did CNFT live back that last Tuesday with all the guys, if you scroll down a little bit, TJ, you can see like we had a link there, right? So this is a cool way. They call them amusements, like a ticket to the amusement of like how they do giveaways, right? And you have to be connected to the Discord. Ken, can you give a little background about Fuckerland?
So in Fuckerland, you have a certain set of rules, and it's really up to the discretion of Trixon or Hood. I think Trixon's kindly asked once or twice to have his own, but you got to remember that there's one dev, and he's the one that has total control of this. So he's had his finger on the pulse of Fuckerland. But yeah, what'll happen is different giveaways for different prizes. So the last TIT LXVI came out, the old money Discord. You guys were involved. Scroll back up just a little bit if you would. CNFT Live, you guys were a part of that. That one only had 53 MFers involved in that product. So what'll happen is you'll have a full set of rules that are laid out for that amusement. In that one in particular, you had to have, I think there was about 12 Discords you had to be connected to, and it's all developer level shit where he knows how to make that happen so that it works. The first 10 for Hudro, that happened at random. I was in that one. I was in the middle of watching the Discord channel, and all of a sudden he popped in, his little green name came on, and then he said, hey, new amusement on Fuckerland right now. And we clicked, and the first 10 people that clicked into it locked in their opportunity to win that stupid sweatband.
Wow.
That's
not a headband. Depends on who writes it. You see, it's the headbands. Trixon might say he's selling headbands and for his campaign material. Hudro might call him a stupid sweatband, but he was fair enough to give one away, and he only gave 10 people the opportunity to win that. So a lot of cool, fun ways to make this happen. Now I'm going to offer to you, and now that time is in, time is out.
Hey,
I'm offering
we
to
like to pop in
as soon as. Because last time I talked to Hudro, I didn't even talk to him. I only heard from his manager. He might still be in rehab. I'm not sure what happened with that. But when he gets back in front of a computer, he's going to be putting together a giveaway for this actual episode. When we get that actual entry set up, I'm going to let you guys, all three of you guys, know right away. I want you guys to put that out to your Freedom 35ers community. I'm going to put it out to the MFer community. We'll make sure that everyone can jump in there and really get a solid taste of Fuckerland. And we'll get something given away, and whoever wins out of that wins out of that. And we'll see what the rules are that he sets up for it. And we'll welcome the Freedom 35ers into the Fuckerland amusement park.
Love it. I want to be an MFer.
Yeah, I'm definitely want to be in. I think I'm an MFer, like a small MFer.
I guess I'm a motherfucker right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're a motherfucker for not being connected to the Discord, dude. Go into there, say hi.
I'm in the Discord, but I don't think I don't have anything of it right now.
Somebody hit me with a D's nuts joke in there when I walked in to the Discord right away. So that was a nice
funny.
Introduction.
You do need to go to the designated news when you get in there. That's where the most relevant update, and this is for everybody watching this to understand. When you get to the Discord, if you want to fast forward ahead of any potential fuckery, just go right to the designated news channel. That's where all the most relevant alpha is at. That'll get you started in the right direction. You get all the right information. Just go right to designated news.
I have the white name in the Discord, so I'm a noob in there.
Yeah, it's gonna blind everybody with the light. We can, our Andersum, as we like to say. I like that pseudo that name over there. Congrats on your promotion, by the way.
Thank you.
Inside the cabinet. We appreciate you jumping into this, and I'm sure we can learn so much more about this community. But now I got a lot more research to go ahead and do. And it sounds like some people inside the Discord over in our chat have a chance to possibly become an MF for themselves if they're not. So we'll definitely have to do this again, man. There's so much to unpack inside of this, and
Absolutely.
I know the bills themselves have some sort of mechanism that I know there's possibly a talk of an MF or coin and things like that. Ken, did you have that little quick screen share you wanted to share before we got off here?
I could throw one up there, a little teaser if you will.
And when you're when they're ready, let let Hoodro and Trixon know we'll host a debate if they want to get on here. Go head to head, toe to toe.
Yeah, that'd be amazing to host the first debate. We'll be the moderators for them with you,
exactly.
to lead it with you. We'd have a nice little round table over there.
That'll be fun. I don't know who. Let's see if I can pause this. I got screens going in different directions. So let's see if I can get that in here. Get that there. And you can find this when you get to the website, when you go to the page, just go ahead and check out the pinned messages. There's a little hint for you.
Yeah.
Go up to the pinned messages and you'll get caught up. Let's see.
How long you been MF for?
So can you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
This is one of the real quick views of one of the coins. There's the qualities. Yeah.
That's like super zoomed in, huh? Oh, there you go.
Dude, that is insane.
So money trees. I love the little names that they have for all this stuff. They have such little like quips. It's like so funny. Like they have a lot of like comedic like humor and stuff. Like Tom was saying, I don't know what you were talking about, Tom, but I'm assuming
Very
that
creative. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it's about that when you're talking, almost like you said, where it's not your time yet. When you're trying to do the mint, that kind of stuff, or it was just, I think, and then it was giving me harder math problems because we were being impatient.
Yeah,
because we're used to, especially with NFTs, being honest, I'm used to websites not really working that well. The amount of mints that are like, don't refresh, just press it once, it'll save your spot. You'll be reserved, and then none of that ends up working. The website crashes. You follow the rules. I know TJ have a similar story. Like you don't refresh, and then you sit there, and then it's sold out. And then you start looking at the Discord, and everyone's like, "Why didn't you refresh?" I refreshed, got in right away. I know, Tommy, you've kind of played back and forth with that because you just never know if it's going to work. But
I mean, tries to play the cheating role though. He tries to open a bunch of tabs.
So you're trying to like sneak, you're trying to make these sneak, moves because it's just how some NFT mints go. But with theirs, they were not playing around. They had that locked down. It was just not, you weren't getting through it at all.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, this isn't because you're not, you don't have a bill yet. Cause I'm sure that you guys, once you start researching and looking at it, you're going to go, oh yeah, I got it. Not financial advice. Do your own research. There's a lot of research to be done. And take a look at it. You'll see. But we do invite you over. Come check out the Discord, talk to the community. We are wide open. And we're not, well, I guess we're idiots in our own special ways. We all are. But we'll help out. We'll teach you what you need to know, help you feel comfortable. There's an amazing trading community. We use Tent, we use Atomic, if that's the case. If you're a vetted MFer, there's a lot of people that trade straight up, like we were talking about the twins. If you're looking to complete a set of all the colors, there's just so many cool little ways to geek out on this project on top of it. But there are more mints to come. There are more opportunities to get in at the mint price, and then you can start trading up, because we just learned with the campaign material headbands that there are rarities to that, and there's some extremely valuable headbands that are out there and that can help you do a lot of cool things. So gentlemen, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take you up. I know that, like I said, our friends at Clay.
No, we appreciate Mr. Andersum. Yeah, Mr. Press Secretary. Definitely. Thanks for stopping by and then filling in the community and with the first official press release.
First official press release.
I love it. No, we've got a lot of firsts, so we're honored 100%. I know you've been a follower at least from the beginning, and it's nice to finally get this connection and put on too. So it's great.
I am a Freedom 35 OG.
I was going to say, you have the OGs, but it's awesome to even get it, the connection when we get a fantastic community along with it. So this has been fantastic.
Absolutely. I agree.
We appreciate you coming on. I'm sure, like you said, let the candidates know. With the floor is always open over here to kind of sway the 35ers one way or another. But we appreciate your time, and Andersum KEWWper. We look forward to talking again. And guys, we'll bring you back to your regularly scheduled podcast. All right, guys. Well, wrapping it up on the back end of tonight. It is another Thursday recording, a little off schedule for us, but we're doing it. Putting Tom under some pressure.
I would say no pressure.
Hopefully
Tom.
this is coming out at the normal time for everyone right now.
I'll stay until like 2 with Tommy doing timestamps. No problem.
Well, one shout out to we wanted to put to our viewers, who anybody who's made it through or got through the Old Money section, because Old Money is probably one of the dopest projects that are out there that I definitely want to learn more from, especially from Ken, aka Andersum KEWWper over there. That press secretary dude. Shout out to the Old Money. Shout out to Hudro and Trixon over there. I know Hudro's working on setting up a giveaway for us over in Fuckerland. So we'll have a link over here in the description for that. But if anybody's listening in right now, you got yourself a little giveaway. Make your way over to Fuckerland, connect to your Discord, and join in for the giveaway. Might get something nice over there. Who knows?
Something real nice.
Something real nice. But yeah, if you made it this far, we wanted to reward, all of our listeners and anybody who supports the podcast. And then big shout out to Press Secretary over there for jumping on for an amazing, in-depth, very in-depth, I'd say, community spotlight over there.
I still feel like we're scratching the surface. I feel like he could have went even more in depth with us. I still want to learn more. Honestly.
What was the reference you said? The national treasure, like Nicolas Cage?
For real, that's what it was. That treasure hunt they're talking about. That's really what first thing that popped in my mind, like how detailed that treasure hunt was to find that. Made me think of National Treasure right off the bat. I'm like, damn, I want to be a part of that. I love that movie. And
I just love all the references. Tom, you picked up on some of those as well. It was really cool to see what they're building over there, the depth and the detail they put into that project. That makes me more, whether the artwork or not, which does look really dope, I really enjoy it. Makes me want to get into that project. So maybe we might become some MFers here soon. Not motherfuckers. We're motherfuckers right now.
I'm motherfucker right now.
We're about to be some
TJ,
MFers.
You guys, you're an MFer. You're an MFer light. Tommy.
I'm an MFer. I got the headband. I got the headband.
You're a light MFer.
Trix over there. Trix is over here he tried to recruit me inside of Discord. He's like, welcome aboard. And I was like, hey, yeah, appreciate it. And somebody inside of Discord was like, don't vote for him or something like that. And I was just like, okay, I feel torn right now. So it's cool to hear the little internal debate about the campaign itself.
That's awesome.
So shout out to everybody in Old Money. And then shout out to Hudro for setting up that giveaway. For anybody listening, make sure you go click the link in the description to get in there over to Fuckerland. But guys, wrapping it up finally over here. It's a huge week, big weekend. Good luck over there on your lotteries. Hopefully we get into that mint. Hopefully, and did you guys click? Did you put more than one land? Did you put 10? Did you max out?
I put 5.
I did 8 and 6. I wanted to seem real. I didn't want to just go for the hammer of 10.
Well, that's realistic. If I did get even 5, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll give them to you guys to help get some mint for
I was going to say.
And I was like, I feel like that'd be greedy. And then I'd be wasting someone else's chance of getting some. So I just put 5.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. So yeah, if we get extras for anybody, we'll definitely share them either inside of Discord if anybody wants that, or whatever. But I'm excited. Hopefully we get some good luck this weekend. There's a lot going on, obviously, like we talked about that Equine AMA. Dude, IMA. We're down here. G'day, mate.
I'm hoping we were talking about in a private that we do maybe a live stream next week if you guys are interested in that.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude.
Cool.
We've talked about it on the show about 9 weeks in a row now too, TJ.
You pulling a Tommy, Tom?
Dude, he just got it was either not the taco tunnel, but it was the Tommy tunnel.
You had a Tommy,
I just get cut out.
You did.
No, we've talked about that live stream on the show for 9 weeks straight now. What do you mean private?
I know.
Okay, no, this next week for sure probably is going to happen. But for real, this
at least a test episode. At least
a test episode for sure.
We're getting a test episode live stream.
Yeah, we'll have get on and make sure everything works. You guys can laugh at how shitty it is, and Tommy's computer will break. So it'll be great.
I'm upgrading, baby. We doing it. Yeah, dude. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to this Tom for hitting us up on a short notice edit over here. So if you're listening to it on Friday at 9 a.m., he did well, and we appreciate everybody getting a chance to listen. Shout out to Clay Nation for making this space awesome, and shout out to everybody who supports us, man.
Make sure you like and subscribe every video.
Subscribe, fucking hammer it, dude. I saw a quick little tweet last. Somebody.com screenshotted us.
The 35th.
Dude, that was cool.
Our 35th follower back in November, or subscriber back in November on YouTube, to where we're at now, where we're just over 1,080 something right now.
The craziest part about that was he sent it, and it just so happened to be he had a BitBoy crypto
I
video
know.
related next, and it's like him like the biggest lie in crypto, and he's like pointing up.
I know it's us.
And I'm like,
What did it say that?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the biggest lie in crypto, and it's him pointing
No
up at
way.
our video because it's like
That's
the next
funny.
video down. And I'm just like, what is this guy trying to say? I'm missing the reference. Like, do we have a problem with him or something? Or like, is he just trying to say we're full of shit? Like, I really didn't get it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, what does it say? It does
It's
say
cut off. You have to open. I think if you open the whole thing, it has like the actual title of his video is like, yeah,
the biggest lie in crypto.
I was just like, what is he trying to say? Like, who is this guy? And then I was like, oh, damn, 35 subscribers. That's fucking sweet. And I actually read the message he sent us.
Back in the day with Raid CNFT and a giveaway back then.
He's 7 minutes in. He didn't even like the video. Come on now.
Bro, at least he subbed. Can you imagine?
He did. He saw. That's right. He did something. And the notification bell is on.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
.com, do us a favor. We really appreciate that. Go back and hit that like button. Yeah, it's so cool to see that though. But we're truly appreciative. This is the stuff that really like, obviously why we do this kind of stuff. It's cool to see things like this, and just the fact we have a fan base at all.
Going.
Shout
Shout out to our Discord too. Like it is pretty active in there all the time. I really appreciate that. I really enjoy seeing that conversation. I mean, I can't always engage because I'm driving literally all day, but when I can get in there, it's always good to chat for even a few minutes with everyone in the Discord. I really like
or just catch up too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Everyone overseas, so like I wake up in the morning and I got all this stuff to catch up on. It's nice.
I know it's a good morning set all the time. So shout out to our community. I know we're working. Obviously, we got the Hoosier giveaway. I got it one from Shiny. Shiny sent us something for a Muggo giveaway. We got to get going here too.
Another giveaway too. Coming.
Yeah, so we're working on getting some more stuff for you guys over here. I know we've been a little quiet. Been working on. We had to take a week off a little bit after that intense last week of multiple videos. So that's where the live streams are going to fill in. I think now where we don't really necessarily have to do so much editing and putting that stress on Tom too, and we get to chat with you guys. It's just fun. Right, we can just pick it up, talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
And you know, maybe in the future get some community members on the live stream with us. I think we were even throwing that idea out there, so that's something to bounce around a bit.
I'm down to get Tal on here and we'll argue about Equine and space votes all day. But yeah, dude, shout it out, appreciate it. Easy little night Thursday. We'll catch you guys next on Freedom 35ers.
Freedom 35ers, baby.